think we live. We live. What's good? Let me see. Check. What's going on? It's your boy SB. What's good? I need to change this little, put the camera down a little bit. I think we live. Let me see. If we live, drop something in the comment section while I'm trying to get this little thing fixed real quick. But just in case we are, what's going on? It's your boy SB. Let me know if you can hear me. It's Thursday. It's been a minute, but what's good? Ooh, all right, that's cool. Drop that right there. All right, I think that's straight. Hold on, let me fix this camera real quick. What it do though? What it do? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the who's that? Malik. What's good with you, fam? What's good with you? What's going on? What's going on? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. Check. All right. What's good? What's good? It looks like we live. Everything's up and running. What's popping with y'all? It's been a minute though. What's good as your boy? Yes, babe. What up? What up? That took a little bit of breath. Yeah, more breath than that should have. I got like a desk in front of me, so I'm trying not to mess this thing up. My little camera setup. What's good? What's good with you? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Okay, you hear me, Pat? But yeah, what's going on? It's Thursday, man. What everybody up to? How y'all been out there? I hope everybody been good. What you? Oh, that's the same thing you just asked. Yeah, been good. Been real good. Just been working. Been working a lot, and just wasn't trying to burn myself out. And then you know what I mean? I just wasn't trying to burn myself out, man. I just felt like, you know what? Let me just chill for a minute. So I was just chilling, working. Of course, you already know that. Working, busy with the job. Oh, but what it was too, that return back to office, that started hitting. I got a vlog I'm gonna do on it. I'm about to start actually just posting regular videos as well. So not tomorrow, but Saturday, because this is gonna be up tonight / tomorrow. I don't like to just post daily. Look, soon as I sat here, I think it says light. I start sweating like dang. But yeah, I'm gonna do a vlog on it. But basically, overall, it was just I'll take this thing off. It was that return back to office. Yeah, that month was hidden for sure. And I'm in Arizona. We don't have time change out here, but the site that I work partner with, their time changes. And when that time changed with the return to office, it caused me to go to the office an hour later, which is like crazy traffic time over here. So that drive to work was extended due to the fact that the time change and everything. So it was like, yeah, I can still push out content, but I would literally be pushing myself to the limit. I just didn't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I'm not gonna burn myself out. So I was like, man, I'm gonna have to get back to it. So yeah, that was the main reason. Like I said, I'm gonna drop a vlog on it. The time switched back, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? So it's been way more doable, way more reasonable. Got some more breathing room. So I said, all right, cool. Plus, I was getting back in the gym and everything. I really felt like I had to get back on that aspect of my life, making sure I'm staying in that gym, staying on point. So that was the thing too. There was a few times where I was gonna knock some videos out, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to the gym. You feel me? Like that's the one thing I like to be like. I always want to try to be in a position to where I can say no. You know what I mean? Like there's people who's a slave to being a content creator. They have to. They can't miss a day. You feel me? Like they cannot miss a day, or they may not be able to pay bills, or you know what I mean? Like there's people who there's different reasons people do content creation. A lot of times people do it for the money for sure. The potential of making finances, striking gold, right? That's what it's really like. It's really like finding gold. It's not like everybody kills it, but that's one of the reasons. But another reason too is clout. And there's some people who just get that dopamine hit because they get in front of the screen, the comments. You know what I mean? It's clout is a drug. That's a and it's not just a drug anymore. It's a currency in the time that we live in. And it gets to the point where people get controlled by clout. You know what I mean? And I'm just not that guy. You feel me? Like, nah, like I don't know. I'll be stubborn with myself sometimes. If I feel I start to be controlled by something, I'm gonna fall back. Like, if I'm like, all right, let me do this. Like, I got my faith page. Even over there, it's like if I start to feel I'm being controlled by the content, I'm gonna stop because that's not why I do it. You know what I mean? I'm doing it on my faith page, everything that I do. Anyways, but yeah. We say burnout is real. That slow and steady wins the race thing is real, my guy. Here's the thing. This is what I look at. This is slang right here. That's true too. Slow and steady wins the race for sure. Also, though, too, slow. I was like, yo, I was just thinking about this like 2 days ago. It was like, slow motion is better than no motion. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, yo, slow motion is better than no motion. So yeah, I guess that falls in the same thing. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what's up. But it even comes down to slow motion is better than no motion. If you got to move slow, if you just doing, listen, it's seasons. I am not a balanced person. I don't believe in balance. There's no such thing in balance in my life. Like I just don't believe in balance. That's just the way life is. Sometimes you need to show more attention to this part of your life. Boom. It's needed. That's a necessity. Boom. You got to shift a little more over there. Boom. You got to shift a little more over there. It's always shifting a little more attention to something else in your life, at least for me. You know what I mean? I can't speak on nobody else's life, but slow motion is better than no motion. But and then it's not just that too. Sometimes I just be stubborn with myself. If I start to feel I'm being controlled, like I said, I'm gonna put it on pause. Like I remember we was almost at 100,000 views a month, monthly views on YouTube, and it really felt like, yo, we getting traction, like stuff was moving. I pulled back and stopped just because I don't want to be driven by the numbers and the metrics and all that, and all the vanity stuff. You know what I mean? The stuff that don't mean nothing, the stuff that causes people to start doing goofy stuff for views, for that clout and all that stuff. So I don't know, but look at that, bro. I'm over here sweating. This light, this light ain't no joke. Anyways, though, good to see y'all, man. I'm glad we in here. You know what I mean? The last few weeks, I was just like, it's funny too, because people will ask me, some of the homies, even some family, like, you on live this week? No, I don't think I am. you know? But I was like, yeah, it's about time. Let me go ahead and hop back on here. We almost at 10K, you know what I mean? And they said less than what? Was it less than 10% of all content creators online barely past that mark. Of course, there's a lot of people with 10,000 subscribers, but when you look at all the people who have channels and try to do content, it's only not even 10% of people hit that 10,000 mark. And we're right there. So that's definitely a threshold that I want to hit. But anyways, but then too, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Look at even at work, right? We're 100% back in office. I'm gonna put all this stuff in this next video that I'm gonna upload. But a lot of people know me up there that I don't know. That's always been a thing. Like like if I'm in the restroom, for some reason it's always the weirdest places of like, hey, you do YouTube, huh? I always hit them with the same line, like, oh, what you talking about? I don't know. What YouTube? What you mean YouTube? And they be like, oh. I'm like, nah, yeah, for real. But people they still do that, and it's random people. So that always messes with me too. Like, I don't know if I want to just be I don't put too much of my life online, but you know what I mean? It's still, that's the thing too. I've been kind of just thinking about like, man, do I still, I got all these people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I be thinking too much sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, people leave their slave job to be slave content creation. And listen, like if you're doing it, I don't think it's wrong when you replace your job for content. I don't think that's wrong, but it's all about the motive. You know what I mean? Like there's people, their motive, their heart's desire is clout. You know, it's not like they're just trying to replace going to the job for something else because they don't like working for somebody. It's like people literally listen. I've done music. I've been on done tours. I'm not new to this stuff. I'm just new as SB, but I've done a lot of stuff, right? And one of the things that I've seen change people for the worst is clout. Clout. I've seen it change people for the worst. All types of people. Big people, small people, short people, tall people, light people, skinny people, you know what I mean? Black people, white people. Clout and money is one heck of a, you know what I mean? So, um, yeah, man, that I think it's dope when people can leave their job for content creation if they just treat it like a job and that's their intent. They just like they just don't want to work for a company. They rather just work for YouTube, Google, and get paid. Like that's cool. I don't find nothing wrong with that. But it's just when people start to change and act different due to clout, and you know what I mean? It's just man, that's a dangerous clout's a dangerous currency. It's a dangerous, it's dangerous. It could be dangerous, you know. Mercy, what up, though? She said, "Oh my gosh, do I know you?" Yo, I know I haven't uploaded what was it like 2 months or something like that? Probably like 2 months. That's like the longest I've never uploaded before. Hilarious. Shout out to Mercy. Shout out to I am Malik. You feel me? Shout out to y'all. It's been a hot minute. I hope I was well. Miss my Amazonian friends. Yeah, it has been a hot minute. You know what I mean? But yeah, we back in here. We back. We back. I just didn't feel like hopping on here. You know what I mean? Just I don't know. Just wanted to just you know what I mean? Just live for a little bit. But yeah, we back up in here. Good to see you, Mercy. You Vernie, what's up with you? What's up? What's up? What's good? What's good? Hope all is well with you. Martin says, I've been considering Buckeye, Arizona. I love to hear your thoughts. What do you like or dislike about living there? Would you recommend it? I just wouldn't recommend. Oh, I don't want to say the name because then people would know, but I will say where I live because you know I don't want it to be crowded over here. But it all depends on you as a person. I was raised in Cali. I was always in the city. So when I came out to Arizona, my realtor was like trying to take me to Phoenix and all the popular places, but I was always like, nah, nope. Because I was not trying to be in these heavy, dense, real populated areas. Because foresight, when I bought the house, I was already thinking about what's to come. I was already like, yo, stuff's gonna get bad, times is gonna get hard. I'm not trying to be in a city, too many people there, it's gonna be wild there. Literally, that's what I based on getting my house, the location upon. So if you're, I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know who you are, Martin, but if it depends where you're at in your life. I wanted the rural areas. If you're trying to be away from everybody, that's one of the things I like. You're out here. And if you, it's like people trespassing or random people walking around, you don't really see that because it's not like there's a gang of stores out here. It's not like there's a gang of shopping centers out here. It's Buckeye. You feel me? We're in the outskirts. So, ooh. So that's one of my likes, but that can also be a dislike because now it's hold on, let me cut this thing off. Let me cut the YouTube on real quick. All right. Mute. All right. Yeah, so that's one of my likes, which can also be a dislike. You're kind of out here by yourself. It's low key, it was weird. Like the first month, it was weird because it was so quiet. I'm not used to quiet. I'm used to helicopters. I'm used to people shooting. I'm used to car crash sounds. You feel me? Like I was living in the hood, so the quietness was it was like a big thing to get used to. And you're out here by yourself. You know what I mean? So that can be a con for certain people, but dislikes can't really, I guess, because there's not like the stores are. I got to go down to the freeway and drive at least an exit away before I get to a store. So that can be a dislike. You know what I mean? But honestly, I love it. I can't lie. I love it out here. Um, but those are certain things. I live in it's like a HOA. I'm not a fan of HOAs at all, but the plus side of it is it's a big community. It's very well upkept, and you know what I mean. It's cool. I like it. I like it. I don't really have too many dislikes, honestly, because any situation that I'm in, I always look at everything positive, anyways. You know, so I love it out here. We don't have no crazy. Well, do we have crazy neighbors? Not that I know of. I don't think we got no crazy neighbors, but you never know nowadays who people are and what people be doing. But at least on the outside, everybody's chill. People be minding their own business. Nobody, you know what I mean? We don't, it's not, it's cool. I like it. I think it's cool. I think I'm going on 4 years out here now, something like that. I think it's cool. I'm not moving back to Cali. At least I wouldn't want to. But what's been good with y'all, man? Y'all been working that overtime? Y'all, I know that's one of the vlogs because I've been doing a gang of overtime. Um, I really don't know what's been going on with the company. I haven't been looking nothing up. I clock in. I don't talk to nobody. I do my job. I clock out. I'm gone. You feel me? So I don't know what's been going on with no Amazon news. You feel me? None of that. I know we got our raise coming up soon, our evaluation for our raise. So that's cool for us. But you guys get y'all raises every 6 months if you haven't capped out yet. So, shout out to y'all if y'all been receiving y'all raises out there. Shout out to y'all. Where's the thing at? Wow, this thing looks different. Yahoo. Why is this on Yahoo? Bruh, stop. Okay. But what's good? How y'all been out there? Why is that popping up there? Let me see. Go back to this thing. What'd you say? How is the cost of living in Arizona? Because Illinois has a high cost of living. It's went up. It's went up for sure. It started going up once I moved out here like 4 years ago, it was already creeping up. I remember as soon as I put the down payment on my house to be built, that's when it really started going up like weekly out here. So I mean, it's higher than what it used to be, but it's still lower than Cali. It's still lower than places like that. But I'm not really sure where we rank at on a national scale. But everything is everywhere is pretty going up pretty high, And I think it's going to continue to happen. Where even I think that's something we're not going to be able to escape. I think it's going to continue to raise no matter where we live. But if you're living in those states that's in the forefront of it, the New Yorks, the Cali, Florida, I think, you know what I mean? They're always going to feel it first and then it's going to trickle down. But I mean, what place has affordable living at this point? I'm sure there's some, but in those places, that's where you got to look at the economy. What type of jobs is there? You know what I mean? Like a rural state, that nobody really talks about. Like, oh yeah, that is a state, huh? That we forgot about. But I think it's decent. It's decent out here. I would say so. Gas right now, I think is. I couldn't even tell you. Yeah. I don't even know. I just be swiping and moving. You feel me? I just be swiping and moving. What you say? Mississippi has a low cost of living. I wouldn't doubt that. But you know what I mean? What's in Mississippi though? MISSISSIPPI. I remember that. I used to do that. I think I was like middle school. We was doing that. But shout out to Mississippi. I would move there now that I'm grown. But my whole thing is land. Like if I'm moving in, it has to be for land. I need land. So I would um I would move to Mississippi. Where's my auntie's not Mississippi. Is it? She's somewhere over there. But she got some land. So I would move to Mississippi. I would. I'm sure they got an Amazon out there. But what happens if you leave Amazon? You feel me? Like like that's the thing. Even where I'm at now, that's something I've always thought about once I moved out here. I was like, all right, cool, bet. I can kind of have a head start out here because of Amazon, the cost, their minimum wage, Amazon pays not way more, but a nice amount more than their minimum wage. So that was my mindset since I moved out here. I said, all right, I'm already getting paid more than the average out here. And I was a PA, so I was getting paid more. And I was working the overtime, so I was getting paid more. So then when I went to qualify for the house, it was like nothing. So I was like, all right, bet. But then the thought comes in like, snaps. What happens if I don't work at Amazon no more? I'm looking at the market out here, the job market, and it's not like this ain't Cali, you know what I mean? So, but you can take that same question and apply it anywhere, like Mississippi. I would move there. Now that you say that, honestly, I would have to check the weather though. Weather. I don't know what they be getting hit with out there. They be having tornadoes and you feel me? Then I don't know. I probably wouldn't do that. Now I think about it. But just besides the weather, I've heard, it was pretty cheap out there. So I think that would be a dope place to buy land. But then what do you do? You feel me? If you stop working at Amazon, how's the work market out there? But that's one thing too, because I've been watching content, people traveling abroad. There's a gang of people leaving America, right? So that's one of my questions, and I've been interested in their little content because then one of the questions to get asked, like, all right, I see you in Japan. I'm seeing you in where are these places? They be going to Thailand, all these places. And the main question people like, what y'all do for work? But they have something that they've created, their own type of, you know what I mean? Whether it's content or some digital product they sell to where they can still collect finances no matter where they go. So I would definitely move to Mississippi if I can solidify some more online products. I would do that because then I can go buy some land, you know what I mean? And then no matter what happens to the job, I can still have some income coming in that's not chained to the Mississippi, you feel me? Um, the job market, you know? But shout out to Mississippi though, all the places over there. Sophia, what you say? I just got back in Amazon with an AR floor. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to you. Shout out to Sophia in the building. That's what's up. Congrats, congrats. Gotta love the AR. Listen, I would go back if I had the chance. I would. But low key, I mean, it's peaceful. It's peaceful in corporate. I'm not gonna lie. I got it down. I'm literally on one of the worst, busiest, craziest sites, and then got it down. They threw it on me on last peak, the craziest site during peak. But that's what happens when people try to destroy you and you go and you make it through the fire. What happens? You become stronger. You know what I mean? So um, I'm at a peace. I'm like, man, it's chill in corporate. You know what I mean? You inside because I was thinking like, man, should I try to go into construction or try to go into a different field? Um, I was looking at career choice. They have classes for HVAC. They have classes for electric. Those are two things I was thinking about going into because I'm always thinking about how I can capitalize, maximize, but also I want to get out of the umbrella of working. You know what I mean? Like I always want to be able to work for myself. So I'm like, yo, if I can get those trades, those skills, I can get out here and I can get job side gigs myself to do HVAC, side gigs myself for electric type jobs. And but you feel me? I started thinking like, "Ah, man, this office is kind of it is kind of comfortable. You feel me? These seats is kind of soft, air hitting you. Feel me? Like this is kind of chill. You know, I'm all ready to be back in the sun. You know, there was times where I was doing cameras where I would install cameras. You got to climb in attics. You feel me? They got and when you went attics, they have some attics. There's just stuff. I forgot what it's called, but it's like it looked like cotton, but it ain't cotton. It got fiberglass in it, and you know what I mean. It's like Do I want to go back there? So it made me reevaluate. Shout out to the corporate side. It's just trying to keep my mind busy, man. I got to sit down on a computer for 12 hours, 13 hours. That stuff is almost torture if you can't keep your mind busy. I was gonna do something. What was I gonna do? I don't know. But anyway, that's all I'd say. It's like, man, I would go back to the AR floor though, because you guys are getting like the best workout. You guys are working and you exercising your body, keeping your body fit, you know what I mean? And that stuff that matters. Because here's something that the corporate industry in general, it don't matter if you sitting down all day, that is unhealthy. I'm sitting I just watch. I always watch and I always analyze. And I'm just watching people gain weight. I'm just watching it. You feel me? And it's like, yo, this is not healthy. So that's what I really miss about the AR, just the actual sites. Because man, I was just in the best. I was in the gym lifting heavy, but because I walked so much, I was so cut as well. So I missed that part of it because that's a benefit that a lot of people complain about. Oh, we got to stand up and da 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 da. But that's a huge benefit for sure. But shout out to Sophia, shout out to everybody tuned in. Oh, if y'all haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Martin says, are you coming with any new music right now? Anything exciting coming up that the fans should look out for? Yeah, I got a project. It's been I've had the cover. If you guys seen what's that song called? No Days Off. That's the cover. That's for the project. I have all the songs and everything. I'm pretty much in just the wrapping it up side. I got a feature on there that I got laid down. So it's just really on me. I just got to finish wrapping it up. But yeah, that project, I still have that. So hopefully, you feel me, that should come soon. But I got my, like for those who know, I got my faith side too. So I'll be doing my music and all that stuff over there as well. So the little bit of creativeness I've had, I've been placing it on that side. I just dropped a music video over there. So that's where, that took a lot of what the heck is this? That took a lot, but yeah, more coming. You feel me? More coming. First and foremost, more content coming. Hopefully. Ooh, hopefully. I got a new little light too. You know what I mean? So I want to add some more stuff in here. I was like, maybe if I spice up, the room is hard. I love my office / studio / dream room. It's super dope. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, maybe I should add some more. Maybe that'll help inspire me, or I don't know. But music for sure. You know what I mean? And it's dope too. I was listening to it. I was like, man, I got to put this out because it's some dope stuff. So yeah, new music. I still got vlogs, man. So on my New York stuff too. That's one reason too that I was like, yeah, I got to start posting. It wasn't even for like, oh, I want to drop new content. It was because I was going through my phone. I got like 30 videos of my New York trip that I haven't put up. And I want to be able, like, that's one of the reasons that one of the things that pushed me to start the channel was documentation. My house being built from the ground up. That's what really pushed me to do it. And it's so dope because and I've done it. I've gone back to them videos and just look like, yo, that's crazy. There's times when I went, to vacation in Big Bear. I look back on those videos like, man, that was super dope. I can't do that for New York. You want me still on my phone. So I got to get that out as well. Just for my own personal, you know what I mean? Like it's some really good footage. I'm in the subway. It's some dope stuff. We did a lot out there. So that's one of the things too, where I was like, yeah, I gotta get that on the internet, for my own self. But for you guys, for the supporters, music for sure that's coming in, vlogs, you know what I mean? So nothing crazy. I low key want to shoot a video though. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I might, maybe we'll see. But I got a new video guy. He's been doing my fave page videos. He does some really good work. So I was like, might have to drop SV video. We'll see. Mercy says San Antonio is pretty cheap for now, but I'm ready to leave. The building that I work in is driving me crazy. Why they driving you crazy, Mercy? Fill us in. Why they driving you crazy? And when you say San Antonio, I gotta do a vlog on that too. See, bet I got some vlogs. I'm definitely going to have to do more content on other stuff, which I've always wanted to do, but there's a way I have to do it. The way that my channel is, the videos, because I still like have a nice amount of views, but it's due to the Amazon content. So the way that the algorithm works, I have to produce that content, get in the algorithm, then I can start doing other videos. It's weird, but um, what's I about to say? Oh, one of the videos I'm gonna do, I was about to go on the away team. It's not called the away team, but it's for corporate. I could have went on like 5, 6 trips, y'all. San Antonio was on the list. I didn't know that was your building, Mercy. I could have been at your building. I'm pretty sure it's that building. Because there's a few in San Antonio, but FCs, I don't think it's too many. I was about to be sent out to San Antonio. I was getting ready to go to Baltimore. They had one. I could have done all these, and I was going to do the content and everything, and then I was just like, nah. And that would have been some dope content, but I didn't do it. But I got a vlog. I guess I'll do a vlog on that, filling y'all in on that. But yeah, what happened? What happened, Mercy? Why they driving you crazy? Sophia says, hello, Amazon family. Shout out to Sophia in the building. She says she really enjoys stowing with the comfort of having my own workstation. Right. You feel me? Like stowing is super dope. You got your own space. That's one thing that's one of the reasons why I love stowing more than packing. Packing is not challenging, but you literally are like, you feel me, standing next to five people, and you're got to move, right? You know what I mean? It's like stowing, you have your own space for real. Stowing is super dope. I love stowing. And that was one of the reasons why I liked it too. That's super dope. Shout out to Sophia. Evernie says, are you thinking about going back to Amazon delivery? Evernie. Bernie, I know I've been gone. I ain't been gone that long. You feel me? Like, no, I'm not going back to no Amazon deliver. Who? No, absolutely not. If I had to, of course, but I'll do everything in my abilities first to do something else before that. Nah, I'm straight. I would not want to do Amazon delivery again. It's not worth it to me at all. It ain't worth it. Do they cut the check? They'll cut the check. But you finna work for that shit. Oh, you finna work. You finna be out there delivering at nighttime. You finna be out. Nah, I'm straight. I'd rather not. Shout out to the ones who do it. Like I'm saying, it's just not for me. Everybody, like, there's some people who feel that the same way I feel about Amazon delivery. There's people who feel that way about the corporate side. There's people who feel that way about the warehouse. So everybody has their own thing, but that's just not my thing. You feel me? Not even a little bit. So no, I haven't been thinking about it at all. You've been thinking about it? Hey, let me know if you're gonna do it. That's what's up. RW says, I'm glad you're back, SB. Thank you much. Thank you much. Oh, also, man, thank you. Big shout out to I've had people, like a handful of people who reached out. Y'all was reaching out. I had people hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, and a lot of people just on different videos on the comment sections. Like, yo, SB, you good, man? I'm checking on you. Listen, salute to y'all. That was super dope. I'll be like at work, busy, just working. And I just, check my notifications. And it's like, yo, SB, I'm just checking on you, man. Seeing you good, boom, boom. And I was like, that was dope. That was encouraging. So everybody who dropped in, tapped in, whatever way that you did, it was TikTok, Instagram, or however I seen it, you know what I mean? And definitely appreciate that, man. So appreciate all you guys out there for checking in. But you said, glad I'm back. Thank you much. I appreciate that. RW, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I feel good to be back. Rogue, what up? Rogue in the building. Hey, Rogue, when is our evaluation? If you don't get off my screen, man, come on. K-pop over here. Bruh. 2? YouTube be tripping with these advertised videos for real. All right. Rogue says, what up, Amazon fam? Hope everybody is well. Hey, Rogue, when is our evaluation? Rogue is on the corporate side, so I think you should know. If anybody know, Rogue knows. He be having all the info. Rogue, you know when we have that? That's in April, I believe, right? Hopefully it's March. Let me know if you know, Rogue. Fisher, what up? Glad to see you back. Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate that. Thank you much. Mr. Tip for PC, or Tim for PC, my bad. What's good, Amazon fam? Ohio. Shout out to Ohio in that building. What up with you, Tim? Good to see you. Jamie and Tony. Where Tony at? I don't see Tony's name on the thing no more. I hope everything good. Now I'm playing. Shout out to Jamie. Wish they long time no CSB. You know what? Okay, I had to read it quietly. I was like, oh snap, maybe she about to vent on here. Let me know. All right, long time no CSB. No longer in the warehouse as manager. About to get another manager job outside of Amazon and also working part-time for a customer return associate inside of Whole Foods Amazon. That's what's up. That they be asking for a lot, don't they? For that Amazon management in the warehouse. I know they be asking and demanding a lot. That's why you feel me? I don't know. But shout out to Jamie and Tony, or just Jamie. Shout out to Jamie in the building. How do I take this thing off my screen? My bad, y'all. This thing has to move off the screen. Show on the stage. What is this? My bad. There's something up. Here you go. That's how you do it. Okay, no, that's not how you do it. Anyways, Jamie, what happened? But it's dope. See, that's one of the things. This is why this is dope. One of the reasons why I said I would have stepped back or would step into that management in the warehouse would be to just get it on the resume and then lateral or somewhere else. You know what I mean? Which Jamie looks like she did. So congrats to Jamie. That's what's up. I definitely would like to know the experience. You know what I mean? For you, why did you leave? You know what I mean? Let us know if possible. I know they did say, I know we did a vlog on it some months ago now where they said the ratio to manager was supposed to change. So, you know what I mean? I wonder how all that stuff is playing out real time in these warehouses. But shout out to Jamie. She went from the banking, you know what I mean? Amazon manager. She's been putting in that work over there. Shout out to Jamie. Good to see you too, Jamie. It's been a minute. Sat 3, I don't know. No, it wasn't Sat 3. I think it was AUS 1, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess there is more than one FC out there, huh? Have you heard of AUS 1? Let me know if you heard of them, because I believe that's what it was called. To be honest, the Amazon delivery wasn't bad, but it was just dispatchers rushing drivers through the route. Oh, you did it. Ernie, you did delivery? That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, for me, I didn't like it. I don't know. I didn't like it. It just wasn't. It's just not for me. You feel me? It's just not for me. I'm not for it. Yeah, nah, it's just not for me. But I'm glad you enjoyed it though. You know what I mean? You said it wasn't bad. That's what's up. That's what's up. Maybe too. Also, here's another thing that plays a part. I'm in Arizona. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of rural places. The weather plays a lot. You know what I mean? That plays a big part as well. When it's nighttime out here, it's nighttime out here. You feel me? Like it be dark. And then we have I don't even know. I think it's a law. At least it was. They had like a lighting law, or what is it called? It's called light pollution. To where you can't just light up streets like that out here. So it be dark out here. I'm sure I have a vlog. Like there was plenty of times where I'm inside that van, getting ready to deliver something to somebody's house. The light's on inside the van. You can't see nothing outside. That's like it's stupid dark out here when it's nighttime. So it's things like that played a part. And and that ties into safety. And in this climate, nah. You feel me? And the climate that we in now, me walking in darkness into people's houses, nah. You feel me? Nah, this thing. Nah. But like I'm saying, it's everybody has their own opinion on it. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Definitely was an experience for sure. That's a fact. Rogue says our evaluation is early April. Not okay. Bet. What are we in? It's the 20th. Yeah, that's a few weeks. We're right around the corner. Let's go. I'm ready for that. Shout out to Rogue, the world traveler. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rogue in early April. That's what's up. So I'll be letting y'all know in a few weeks if I got a raise and how that turned out. All right. Juan, what's good with you? How long do they take to accept or deny a job application? I'm trying to move from PA to learning trainer. That can vary, fam. That can vary. I've seen it happen quick and I've seen it take forever. You know what I mean? I think it just kind of depends on the demand, the the demand for the position. um yeah, so I don't know on that one. But like I said, I've seen it real quick, and I've also seen it take a long time. So just checking in your job finder on your applications until you see it change. And that's the only way you're gonna be able to find out. Or you can reach out. I believe you can reach out to the recruiter and all that stuff. I've never done that when it comes down to trying to get a job or get a promotion. I've never reached out to the recruiter, but a lot of people tell me to do that. Ugh. A lot of people do that. I just never was one of the ones to do that. But I would just sit back and wait and see what happens. Shout out to you, Juan. If everybody who's tuned in, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Bernie says, I signed up in my building something called Prime Leadership, where tier 1 get to move up to the next level for the career side of Amazon. That's what's up. I've never heard of that, but if it's helping growth with the associates, that's dope. You know what I mean? What's it called? Prime Leadership. That's what's up. How many commercials is this thing gonna show? That's crazy. They got ads like crazy on this video. I'm gonna play my videos and my New York video in the background in a minute. They keep this up. But shout out to you. That's what's up. Like I said, I looked into career choice recently. I might have to do a updated video on that because it was way more updated on there, and it shows you how much money is available for you, like before you sign up for anything. So that I think I am going to do a video on that because I have, I think, like $6,000 available, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that'd be a pretty dope video to do. I might have to do that. But that's what's up. You said you signed up for it, so hopefully you can get in position to get a raise and continue to capitalize off the company. Good stuff, Bernie. That's what's up. Rogue says, I'm looking forward to that evaluation as well. Looking for that raise and extra stocks. My guy, them stocks was hitting last year. So me as well, fam. We got, I know we got some stocks vesting in April as well. Or is that May? Let me see. Oh yeah. In May. I have some more stocks vesting in May, so I'm ready for that. And yes, I'm ready to get some more as well. So you feel me? I'm ready for that. I wonder, did I upload that Times Square video? Let's see. Okay, we live. You feel me? We live. I did. Only 9 minutes? Man, that's unacceptable. Okay, that one was 30 minutes. 11. Now I'm only posted 3 New York videos. I didn't even know that. Oh, let me get me out the way. You feel me? Now we got New York playing in the background without commercials. It's on my own page. All right. But yeah, I'm ready for that evaluation too, fam. I'm ready. Have you been putting in any applications anywhere, Rogue? Has anybody been putting in any applications for anywhere within the company? I haven't really heard too many people getting any promotions when it comes to it internally, but I haven't been looking as well. So I just wonder how that's been with everybody. Snaps, we already at 43 minutes. That's what's up. That went by pretty quick. I can't even lie. But yeah, man, what's good? Y'all been doing that overtime or no? Have you guys been getting overtime? I know I've been doing some overtime. I've been working 53 hours per week. That's my sweet spot. Because I found out when you when you go a little bit too much overtime, you're better off working less hours. I did too much overtime and was like, wait a second, how am I getting the same amount than when I worked? It's less hours. And I'm looking at the taxes. I was like, okay, them taxes be hidden. So for me, 53 hours is the sweet spot. I've been putting in 53 hours like the last 3-4 weeks or something like that. I'm probably gonna do it again. Well, yeah, am I doing 53 hours this week? Yeah, I'm doing 53 hours this week too. Them taxes ain't no joke. Didn't Trump say he was supposed to take taxes out or stop the taxing on overtime or something like that? What happened to that? He just said all type of stuff, got in office, and then like just man, that's crazy. All right. Well, what'd you say? November was good. Says I put my uncle's app in a few places, but I'm still chilling at Amazon. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I've been looking as well. And Times Square is super dope. I can't front. But hopefully you get something, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely want to make sure it's better. It's better than what we have, Don't want to like leave the job for the same situation. I wouldn't do that. It's like better off just sitting, waiting for a better opportunity. In my opinion, that's what I would do. And Bryce says, I've been a tier 1 for 8 years and completely happy with it. I moved to a new state, a new what to a no state tax state, and it's nice. That's what's up. Where's that? Is that what, Texas? There no I believe so, right? Or am I wrong? What state is that? M Bright. But that's what's up. That's deep. So M Bright has been a tier 1 for 8 years. Completely happy with it. And see, that's what's dope, that there's people who are completely happy with it. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. That's what's up. Can you imagine that? You're obviously, you know what I mean? Like you're capped out in a state like Tennessee, where the cost of living is going to be lower than most. I would believe so. I know Tennessee does have some expensive places. What's that spot? We got an office out there too. Like Nashville. I don't think Nashville is that cheap. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong because I ain't never been there. But I think that's like that is like one of the main cities out there. I would think they would be a little higher, but shout out to Tennessee though. Especially if you get like a spot in the outskirts out there, man, you probably could be living right in Tennessee. Shout out to you, Bright. That's what's up. Rogue says, I haven't put in any applications, but I may go back to school for a new career eventually. I still do overtime, just not as much as I did last year. That's what's up. Why is that? Was there a reason why you don't do as much overtime as last year? Last year was nice. It was nice. Did taxes and was like, snaps, I made that much. Like, where'd it go? That was my question. Like, yo, where'd it go? But yeah, that's what's up. But what made you not do it as much as last year? I think this year I'm gonna be doing more than last year. I think so. But Bernie says Trump is supposed to be sending out 500 or $5,000 Doge checks. That's what's up. I don't want to be following none of this stuff going on. All this madness going on. Because I knew this was gonna happen. I already knew. It didn't matter who was getting in office. It was gonna be a show. Didn't matter who was gonna get in office, because it's not the ones in office who's really running this thing. But we gotta at least be an hour in and start talking about that. But $5,000 checks, that's what's up. You know what I mean? But it's gonna continue to be madness going on. But I'm gonna spend mine if I get it. You feel me? I'm gonna spend my Doge check if I get one. You feel me? That's what's up. I mean, should we not get 5,000? We sending billions and trillions to all these other countries. Should we not be getting some checks too? You feel me? Hold up. You feel me? Should we not? How many checks have they cut to these other countries that benefit us this much? But we don't get no checks. We get taxed on everything. We get taxed on our checks, tax when we go to the gas station, tax when we go to the grocery store, tax when you pay your property tax on the house that you bought, we get taxed on everything. This place is crazy. This place is absolute madness, man. Absolute madness. This place is madness. Madness. And I would leave. Well, where do I go? There's only one place I would go, but they erased it off the map. It's no longer on the map no more. They erased it. The place I want to go it's not on the map no more. You can find it on the old maps, but not the new ones. But it's been a whole lot more people. I'm telling y'all, that content has been growing, especially for like Black Americans. It's been a lot of Black Americans leaving. They like, I'm out. And I've been following their content. It's what's up. I'm seeing them in like I'm saying, there's been a lot in Thailand, all these places. They just all over the place. I'm like, man, that's, you feel me? That's all right. I see you. That's what's up. But anyways, yeah, if I get a $5,000, if you got your $5,000 check, you running, what you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? I know me, I'll probably try to invest it into something, you know what I mean? Because, and the reason why I say that, not just you, I didn't mean it like, what do you, but just asking an honest question. The reason why I asked that is because when we got those checks back in what, 2018, 2019, whatever that was, there was so many people who just blew that check. Blew it. You know what I mean? Or got into debt. It was, you know what I mean? So that 5,000 he go ahead and cut a $10,000 check. That'd be cool. But I'll take the 5. I'll take it. November says the VET goes too fast. Can't even sign up in time. Sheesh, that's deep. They don't even be want to take it in my department. I get it every week because everybody be trying to dodge it. But man, hopefully you guys get some you guys get more. You guys get some more OT. I think now, like, man, yeah, I think it's time to capitalize. I mean, I've said that all the time, but now more than ever, man, like I'll be low key like not burnt out, but I'll be like, man, it's too much. I'm working too much, but it's needed. You know what I mean? And I think right now I was gonna make that a vlog where it's like, yo, max out on that overtime, man. Like, y'all remember? I remember last year when I was saying, yo, it's gonna be a crazy year. We ain't seen the worst yet. Do y'all remember me saying that? Look around. And we still not at the worst yet. We still are not at the worst of what's to come. You know what I mean? And as I said before, the finances is not going to protect you, but at least it can help sustain for a while. You know what I mean? So I would work that overtime, push through. If you have the opportunity to. So with me, you know what I mean, I do have the opportunity. So I'm trying to crank it out as well. But yeah, hopefully November, hopefully you guys get some more coming down soon. I mean, what we should be seeing Prime, hopefully not soon. I'm not ready for Prime. Let me see, when is Amazon Prime? When is it? Bruh, why are they taking me to Yahoo News? Don't nobody like Yahoo. Google Chrome. Yes, set this as my default. Bruh, what is going on with this thing? Fam, my bad. My computer is just doing the most right now. Doing what it wants to do. Google search. All right. Prime days usually. Oh, so I guess we got a Amazon spring sale dates confirmed. Oh, snaps. Oh, crap. Well, I guess I got tomorrow's video. No. Hopefully it's like next month or something, man. I need a break, my guy. What's the date? Somebody give me a date. Hey, you're not posting a date on this thing. Bro, anything you click. Okay, hold on. What? All right. It says the 2025 Amazon spring sale officially runs from Tuesday, March 25th. That's next week, bruh. Did y'all hear about that? Man, I mean, I do got some vacation I can use. You feel me? I got some vacation time I could hurry up and slide in before they try to black that out. Did anybody hear about this? I did not hear about this. One big difference compared to Prime Day is that you don't need an Amazon Prime subscription to access these deals. Great. That means even more people finna be running it up. Bruh. All right, let me see if you guys said anything. I did not know about that. So obviously, I guess you guys should be seeing some more MET soon. If hold on, let me see. I got another New York video. Central Park. It's only 9 minutes though. That's crazy. New York, New York. All right. VT goes too fast when he signed. Where we at? SB, it has only been a couple of months. Although Trump seems like Superman, he's not. Give him a minute. No, I definitely don't think he's Superman at all. I think he would be more like Dark Vader. Yeah. I think Trump is more of a Dark Vader. You know what I mean? Anybody in that position, not just Trump. I'm not for any of them. I'm not left, right, middle. I'm none of the bird. I'm not left wing, right wing. I'm no parts of the bird. So you know what I mean? It's not like I'm against him or with him. I'm not with none of the system, you know. So I have different thoughts. How you say like it's gonna be changed, and I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be good. Like we're headed in the same direction that I said we was gonna be in last year and the year before that. We're heading the same way. Nothing's changing. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. If you follow me, especially on live, I'm pretty sure you know that already. But we'll see. You feel me? We'll see. We'll see. You know, there's been a whole lot of jobs cut. Vets been getting jobs cut. It's been, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's been a whole lot. I don't want to see me in the background though. Fine. I guess I'll go back to this. Shout out to M. Bright. He's not Superman. Yeah, yeah. I definitely wanted to call him Superman. More like Dark Vader. I'm just kidding. You say you can't hear nothing? Oh, you're talking about, okay, my bad. Thanks, someone like me talking. All right. M. Bright, give him a minute. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Maybe I know the script. You know what I mean? I know how this is going to play out. So I think he doesn't run the show. Here's the thing: the same people who signed the presidents are not who's writing the bills. President, we can't be naive enough to think Biden was writing bills. The 100-page bills, 50-page bills. They don't write those. They just sign off on them because they're told to. Who writes the bills? The same people who's writing the bills for Trump now is the same folks writing the bills from, you feel me, when Obama was in office. The same people. You know what I mean? How are we going to get changed when the people writing the bills are not changed out? But I'll leave that there. You know what I mean? I'll leave that there. But we'll see how it plays out. Mercy says Texas is one with no right. I heard about that. But on the flip side, it's something with y'all property taxes out there or something where I forgot what it was. But shout out to Texas. No state tax. That's what's up. Rogue says, I don't do OT as much. I had a little burnout, so I'm taking less OT this year. I feel that. Nothing wrong with that. Gotta listen to your body. Listen to your body. You know what I mean? I'll be doing the same. That's why I haven't been on here. I didn't burn out. I just didn't want to. You know what I mean? I was like, let me just chill for a minute. You know, so I feel you, Rogue. Shout out to Rogue. Tim says, hard work gets rewarded with more work at my FC. That's deep. Well, that sucks that you know what I mean? That has to be the case, but at least you're aware of that. And if you're aware of that and you're not trying to move up, it's understandable. You know what I mean? So I feel you. Gotta do what's best for you. Nothing wrong with that at all. Rogue says that and some issues. Got you. Say less. You feel me? Say less. Shout out to you on that. Jamie says there's lots of reasons why I'm no longer a manager at the warehouse. One of them was my stress levels were really high. That's something that we talked about. You feel me? That's something we've talked about on some videos. That stress and anxiety, which yep, and my anxiety was through the roof. She was in outbound. I was in outbound. I feel it. Lots of issues with my manager I had. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. You know what I mean? And that was one of the reasons why I was always hesitant to try to jump in back to try to climb the ladder again, because it's different. You know what I mean? Like it is politics, not just in any company. When you're climbing the ladder, is going to be politics. And then one of those things, the dangle the carrot. You have to please the one above you. Like it's just it's politics. It's not wrong. You know what I mean? Like in all companies, when you get into I'm not talking just in general, but in all companies, when you start to climb that ladder, it's going to be politics. I've seen people absolute beast and they go nowhere because they don't want to play the game. They don't want to play the politics. You got to play the politics. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised at all. You know, I'm not surprised. Not surprised, you know what I mean? But it's just like it sucks though, because this usually happens to the good ones. You know what I mean? That's what sucks. The good ones usually end up going somewhere else. There, of course, there's some good ones that stay as well, but that's what kind of sucks, is that the good ones usually be like, nah, I'm gonna go over here. You know what I mean? So and that's one C for everybody who's tuning in. So this was a AM, and that's why I always said shout out to the AMs, because usually it's the tier ones is like, oh man, it's numbers, rates. And I would always say, listen, the reason why you have pressure as a tier one is because the L4s and the managers got pressure on them as well. You know what I mean? It's just a pressure system starting from the top. Everybody feels pressure when you work for this company. Tier one, we only usually hear from them because they're the only ones who can complain without getting more pressure put on them. L4s can't complain. They can't even, you feel me? They have to feel that pressure with a smile, with an Amazon smile, if they plan on trying to move up, you know? So, but it's a pressure system. You know what I mean? I've always told people that, like, yo, you think you got it hard. These L4s. I always thought L4s was the worst because you're at the bottom of the ladder when it comes to management. You know what I mean? That's the bottom of the ladder. You got the L5s and the L6. Everything above the not even the L5. I think the L6 is when it starts to be more so worth it. You know what I mean? But that L4 is pressure. Shout out to all the L4s. Do I still, you know what I mean? But I still think it's worth it for those people who want to climb the ladder, who may not have. I know it sounds funny trying to clean it all up afterwards. But I think it's still doable and still worth it if you do not have a background of education. You don't have your degrees. Like I'm saying, I still can see a benefit in that. But it's no joke. Not even just at Amazon and all these companies. When you're climbing up that ladder, it's no joke. Shout out to Jamie for being transparent on that, and you know, keeping it real. That's what's up. But even though she was, you know what I mean, like she, even when she tapped in, she was still always had a good attitude. So that's what I like too. That was dope. That's why I say it sucks, because the good ones end up leaving sometimes, because even though she had issues with her manager, stress, anxiety, we never would have known that. And she's come and tapped in with our lives a few times as a manager and had a great attitude. But see, that's, you know what I mean? So that's why it sucks, because like snaps, a good one is gone. You know what I mean? But shout out to Jamie for holding it down. I'm sure her team loved her. Sure, she was a dope manager. So shout out to you, Jamie. But let this be. But her department was a beast department though. She was in outbound. I don't know if she stayed in outbound her whole time. Correct me if you did change, but I know outbound. You feel me? And outbound is a beast. AFE, forget about it. I did it. That's the first time I felt stress as a PA in outbound. I felt it. It was a weight. I was a PA, all the walls getting blown out. Pause. But associates behind me, probably like 10 of them, 2 ambassadors coming down with new trainee classes, looking for a wall to train on. Slam stations all need to be replaced and down. So it was just madness. And I just felt heaviness on my shoulders, like a weight. And I was like, whoa, I never felt that. I had to just stop everything. I stopped. I was on my computer. Somebody was right next to me in my ear complaining about something. No, they weren't complaining. They were like telling me about their day. Yeah, I love Amazon. I love Amazon because it's like there's no place like it. All this madness going on, right? Lights flashing everywhere. You feel me? Building burning down. And there's going to be an associate right next to you. They see everybody around getting your attention. They're gonna be right next to you, like, yeah, so man, it was so crazy. And I went to da, 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 da. It's like I'm typing, fingers is going, you feel me, alarms going off, RME trying to get information from me, and you're right next to me telling me about your grandma's, you feel me, 90th birthday. Oh my God. I love Amazon. I can't lie. I miss the warehouse, man. Like that type of experience, you cannot pay. Like you can't get that type of leadership experience no other place. Like if you can survive in Amazon, you're a beast. You're a monster. Like you can excel anywhere else. That's a fact. Man, shout out to Amazon. But like I was saying, that was the time where I felt it like stress. And the associate next to me, it was just like womp 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 womp. And I remember like looking at him, like, do you not see the world collapsing around me right now? And I, professional though, I smiled, I looked, but inside my head as I'm smiling, I'm like, oh man, that was hilarious. But fun times, fun times. I had to just step away from everything. I just backed up from my computer, took a breath, looked around, everything falling apart. I was like, all right. And then got back to it, But that stress, I'm a PA. It don't fall on my shoulders. Yeah, I'll get some questions. Hey, why did this happen? Why did this happen? But the L4 is the one who has to give the wash. They got to give an account at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So listen, them L4s, I'll be telling y'all that it's no joke. But shout out to them. I still think it's a dope opportunity, especially if you don't have an education background, because you can work with the company 2 years, and if you get into that position, I think it's easier to get in through Amazon before most other companies with no degrees and stuff. So but this is what you do have to be prepared for: stress, anxiety, and you gotta politic. You know what I mean? Which is, those are the same things that you're going to find in any other company. Maybe not the levels of stress though. Stress and anxiety, that's the part that you may not find in every other company. But I always look at the good thing, or the good side of stuff. And why is that good? To me, it's just, you're going to be a just different type of beast. Like you're going to be like, you're just different. Like I'm saying, you're just going to be different. If you can, because pressure makes diamonds. You feel me? Not just real diamonds, people as well. If you don't break. But I've seen AMs break. You know what I mean? So that pressure is real. Because I've seen, like I've talked about it before, never gave names, done like that. Well, I don't do that type of stuff, but I've seen them break, cry, like their functionality just broke. Like a toy, like they were just there functioning, and then all of a sudden you look back and they're crying. It's like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like crazy. I've never seen a job do that to a human, break a human. That's crazy. But anyways, all right. But try it out. But hey, you got it. You got this. Oh man, I'm talking. All right. Shout out to Jamie for the transparency. Jamie's obviously, she's a champ. She did it. You know what I mean? She made it through, and she capitalized off it, handled the business, and what? Boom, took an opportunity elsewhere. So shout out to Jamie holding it down. But like I said, all the other stuff was just for other people out there who's looking to go into that position. Ivani says, with 5,000, I'll pay off some of my debts. That's what's up. You guys don't have overtime at your building, Ivani? Because I think that's like, you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons I like overtime. So that's one of those things that you can do. Work that overtime to pay off some of that debt. I don't know though. I know obviously everybody doesn't have that overtime opportunity, but that's what's up though. At least you'll be using it constructively, That's what's up. Joseph says, SB, what's going on? What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Hey, everybody who's tuned in, if you haven't yet, hit that like button one time. Thank you. Currently finishing up my training in Seattle. What? Let's go. Shout out to my guy. That's what's up. He's out there in Seattle right now. Got his L4. That's what's up. Congrats, fam. Well, that last segment was for you. You feel me? I don't know if you was tuning in on what we just went over, but if you did, that last segment was for you. But shout out to you, Joseph. That's what's up, man. My dude's been on the lives and all that stuff plenty of times, and now he got his L4. He said he saw the live, had to hop on for a minute with some great news. Congrats, fam. Salute. Congratulations. Take advantage of it. Capitalize off it. Handle business, my dude. Congrats, my guy. That's a big deal right there. That's what's up. ASB, what's going on at Central Dock, man? Did they cut people? I don't know. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I didn't see any. We didn't have. That would be something we would get an email about. I would think so, but we haven't gotten like an announcement like, oh, hey, we're cutting some people. Boom, boom, boom. I haven't got that. We've never cut anybody from what I'm aware of. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Not that I'm aware of. And even when we did chop, like there's times we closed down departments, but what we did, everybody got shifted to another department, So from what I'm aware of, I didn't hear anything about that. Tim says, we needed, our building is full. Got you. That's what's up. I know, hopefully, it's not too crazy though for people like me. Mercy says, nope, didn't hear nothing. Right. I didn't hear nothing either. That's why I'm like, I just saw that. I'm looking at the news reports and I just saw that, but it was posted like yesterday. But that's still next week. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I didn't hear anything either about that. Mr. Bright says, Biden has Alzheimer. Poor thing was not doing anything. None of them do anything though. Everything that got signed in, they don't write those things. You know what I mean? The same people who write these laws have been writing these laws. They sign it into law, but they're not the ones writing all those things, But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm glad. I mean, I didn't care about who got in the office because, like I'm saying, I believe the people that's running it is not the one sitting in the commander-in-chief chair. But I'm glad that he got in there, and because that's what the people voted. So then people can see he's not the answer, Come on. All right. But anyways, but yeah. Mercy says, just looked on the Amazon app and the big sale is advertised. Yeah, I think it must have just went up. But we'll see how that plays out. Because that's like next week. That's crazy. Says, hey, what up, SB Fat One here? Shout out to Fat One. Did it swap in Central Dock? Did they cut people? Like I was saying, I'm not aware of it, but I do believe there's some shifting taking place when it comes to what are they calling it? What is it called again? Like the clerks and all that stuff. But nobody's getting cut. If anything, just moved around different positions from what I'm aware of. Tim says our building is almost at its 2-year mark. I work inbound, front half days on the dock. We are up against the wall with pallet stowing. Side not. I just applied for an op tech one job, no expectation, but love tech. That's what's up. That's what's up. I've noticed. Where'd it go? I've noticed the ones that hung around at Flow Desk get promoted quick. Us that just work and don't politic don't get noticed. That's a fact. So it's a numbers game. You got to politic. That's a fact. That's a fact. You got to do the politics. You don't got to be fake though. That's the thing. You don't got to be fake, but you can't be like a rogue. Shout out to my dude Rogue, not that rogue, but you can't be like some rogue, politics. You got to play the game, but you don't have to be fake. I was never fake, but I did politics. What is politics? That's just, you're just talking, it's not nothing bad. Politics is not bad, but it's just like sometimes you got to move like this. Sometimes you got to move like that. Sometimes you want to say something, but it'd be best that you probably keep your mouth shut. Not when it comes to seeing something wrong. But there was times where it's just like, all right, I'm gonna be quiet. Not seeing something wrong and being quiet. I never did that, but I'll just keep my input. You feel me? Like that type of thing. Or when it came to my just a few things, but yeah. And if you're trying to move up, then it's like, oh, maybe I should go by the desk that you're talking about. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel you. Rogue says, yeah, I never go back to outbound, especially at the FC. I remember my time as Flow PA, great experience, but I'm glad that I left that position, bruh. You feel me? Stress, anxiety, for sure, for sure. That stuff is that outbound is no joke, man. No joke. Like there needs to be a study done. Like, how does this stuff affect us neurologically on the corporate side and in the warehouse? Like, I would love to see studies done on these job positions on what it does to the body, the brain, the mind. Because if there's so many people saying like, yo, this is stressful, what is it doing? You know what I mean? Like, that would be a dope study. Will that be done? Probably absolutely not. But that would be dope to know though. But I feel you on that. I feel you. I liked it though. Why? Hold on, because me as well. I was a PA on AFE2. I actually liked it because it was super high paced. You know what I mean? It was super crazy, and it made days go by. It was, you know what I mean? That type of thing bonds you together as a team. Like it's super dope. But you feel me? If you start getting bad people that's leading with you and people who have selfish motives, and yeah, that's when it's like, all right, it could really become that could become can flip. So yeah, I'm glad I'm out of it too. I think like I always look at things positive. So when I was in the midst of it, everything was a challenge. Not, oh, it's hard, or this is challenging. Oh, this is going to cause me to stretch. This is going to, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about perspective. My perspective was always great. But once I left, I was like towards my last week, I was like, this is crazy. How'd I do this? Because I can change my mindset because I'm leaving. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, this is actually pretty crazy. Like, yo, I was over here doing some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But I was able to do that because I was leaving the position. So yeah, would I want to go back to that now? Probably not. You know what I mean? Especially with the quote unquote changes in ratios to management and associates. I'm sure more that to me equates to more being on the plate of the AMs. And if that's more plate on the AMs, I'm sure it's gonna be more on the plate for the PAs. But that's just my opinion. Listen, all this stuff is my opinion. I'm not a representative of the company. I'm not a spokesman, so but yeah. Rogue knows. Rogue been in all type of positions. So shout out to Rogue. Carlos says my FC is coming up on 2 years. Okay. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Carlos. What's good with you, fam? MDW7. Yo, is MDW7 Baltimore? Because I was gonna go to your site. If that's your site, that's one of the sites I was gonna go to. I was gonna fly out. They were gonna fly me out there to go help out your guys's yeah, MDW7. That has to be Baltimore. Unless I'm tripping. No, it's MDW7. I gotta check if I could pull up my chime right now, but if so, I was going to be at Everny site. That would have been dope. Oh, Illinois. Right. Okay, bet. I was gonna go there. I was gonna go to Illinois, MDW7. That was one of them on the list. It was Illinois, Baltimore, AUS2, which was Austin. What other one was there? North Carolina. I forgot what the building number was, but it was North Carolina. It was all East Coast. I was gonna be out there, man. That would have been pretty dope. But what you say? Yeah, MDW7 we have overtime. Sometimes I take it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I would definitely take that overtime right now, especially in this economy, especially with you feel me, what's going on in this country. Um, anything can change at any moment. Everything has been changes, drastic changes. Look how it's drastic changes going on almost every other day. You know what I mean? Who knows what's gonna happen with this? What is it called? Tariffs? You know what I mean? Like, my bad. That can any day prices can jump up for everything because of that. You know what I mean? So I just think now is the best time. And if that takes place, if even if gas, forget everything else. If gas goes up, everything else is going to get hit by that. You know what I mean? So I just think the best thing to do right now is to try to stretch, which is what I'm doing. Work that overtime if possible, just because anything can happen at any moment, you know. And then it's not just because of that, but to be prepared, you know. So Carlos says my FC is coming up on 2 years, and I'm in my third GM, a few senior ops, and so on. I've never understood how stressed being a manager was. I'm saying that's a fact. That's a fact. That's crazy. Asking because we don't have CD at Fat One anymore, at least for ShipDoc. Right. They basically gave it back to the site to own it. But I mean, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are doing the exact same thing there when you really think about it. So it makes sense. But yeah, it's like, okay, what happened to our central doc person? Are they gone? So no, they didn't lose their job. It's just getting redirected to somewhere else in the building. Tim says, same here, Carlos. Almost 2 years. ShipDoc has had 5 a.m.s come through. I left for inbound at number 3. But even inbound though, Tim, right? I'm sure you guys are seeing that same shift in inbound. That seems like an Amazon thing. That's low key, almost like Amazon culture. You know what I mean? Amazon AMs from what I've seen, my experience, they come and go pretty quick. It seems like every 6 months they get switched out to like another department or something like that. From what I've seen and what I've experienced, I'm on my 20. What I say my last video I did? Well, I'm on my 25th manager or something like that. What 30th manager? I forgot, but I'm on my number of managers is pretty high. You know, so shout out to design. Shout out to design. Giverny, MW, yep. Illinois. Yep. I was gonna go out there. Messi says, we in here. We up in here though. What up, Messi number 2? You feel me? What's good? What's good? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. It says, you're a great inspiration, SB. Just want you to know that. Appreciate you. I definitely appreciate that. That's what I try to be. You know what I mean? I try to be some type of motivation. That's where my brand came from over there, Dreams and Motivation. So that means a lot. Appreciate you. I found your channel around when I started almost 2 years ago. Awesome. You bring us together, as Amazon is a great place if you want it to be. That's what's up. Appreciate that. I'll be trying. I'll be trying. But it's so dope. You know what I mean? Like, it's been so many people who have benefited from the channel. I get comments every single day. Oh man, your video helped me out with this interview and this, da, da, da. So it's super dope seeing that. You know what I mean? But I think this is the time. I'm going to continue. Of course, I'm going to continue Amazon content. That's what. But it's going to expand into other stuff, not celebrity stuff. Just because I don't know. I don't like the whole celebrity stuff, but more just life stuff as well. So, you know what I mean? Hopefully it can just be inspiring to just life in general instead of just Amazon, even though people have said that, but more so, you know. But I appreciate that. What'd you say? Need you to drop more beats, man. I know I got it. I got them. I got them. It's just I gotta finish them. That's the thing. They're all worked on and halfway done. It's just been a rough, not a really rough. It's been a like I'm saying, I'm gonna drop a vlog on Saturday and just kind of explaining why I was what caused me to slow down. It was just that return to office and all of that stuff. I didn't have to, but decided to slow down when it came to the YouTube on this page. But um it should be coming soon. It should be coming soon. Because I have it already, But and then I want to push it out too, because whatever I put out, it does good. Like what's that song? Hard work pays off. That's it, 4.2 million streams. But then one I just put out, it's called No Days Off. That's at 10,000 streams already. You know what I mean? Which is great for me. So it's just like, yeah, of course I want to keep putting it out, because I'm anti-industry as well. I don't like the industry. I don't like the message it pushes, especially to my people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just death and destruction. And people tend to think it doesn't do anything to your brain when you just listen to death and destruction in your ears all day. It does. You feel me? Like, music is something that surpasses your conscious. They did a study on it. Like, even if you're not trying to listen to it or you're trying to tone it out, you cannot tone out lyrics in music. You can't. It's been scientifically proven. You can't tone it out. It's going into your brain and your subconscious, whether you like it or not. They did studies on that. That's how powerful music is. But it's so funny, though. People act like listening to just wild stuff has no effect. So anyways, that's one of the reasons, too, why I do want to push out that new music, to just do my part, So I appreciate that. It should be coming soon, hopefully. Messi says, I think you should do current news. That would be dope. That would be dope. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's what these lives is low-key supposed to be too. I think I put that in the title, Amazon and current news, and we don't ever do what we do. We do current news on the lives, but not really like videos, though. You know what I mean? I love New York. New York is the craziest place. All right. Anybody got what y'all got? Y'all got something else, or we ended it here? We made it an hour. We had an hour and 30 minutes. That's what's up. For the first day back, that's pretty good. I like that. But what's good, y'all? We got anything else that we're gonna touch on for the night? Or we gonna leave it in an hour for the night? What's good? Y'all let me know. What we doing? Let me so at least we found out, we did find out some news that Amazon spring sale is supposedly taking place next week, which is crazy, but that's what's up. Will I be buying something? I probably will. This little press release says, what about Amazon Prime Day? It says, should you just wait for Prime Day in the summer instead of shop the spring deals day sale? It's a fair question. Prime Day typically in July. Noted. Let's have our vacation days ready for July. Where do we end? We're in March. We got a few months, so go bet. I'm gonna stack up. Typically in July is often the bigger event with steeper discounts on Amazon branded products like Echo devices, Kindles, Fire Sticks. However, the third-party brands, there's no guarantee that prices will be better in July than they are in March. So that's what's up. That's good to know, because I sure didn't know that from the job that we had a whole sale going on next week. Noted. That's what's up. Thanks, Google. Appreciate that. All right. What you saying? No days off. It's hard. You love it. Hey, it do though. It does. I can't even lie. It does hit hard. Like, I've had that song. It has to be over a year. I have so much music. in my studio. It just and that's the thing. That's it. Like that song has just been in the studio, unfinished. The hook was always laid, and I would just play it certain times. And I got these speakers. These things is loud, so I would just turn that mug up, and that mug is that mug hits. So when I finally was like, man, let me put this out, I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, that thing hits. It hits. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Good looking, Tim. Messi says, Target boycott. Did you hear? For what? Y'all remember. Hold on. For what first? Why did people want to boycott Target? I ain't boycotting nothing. But please tell me, why do people want to boycott Target? From my what am I saying? From my perspective, my perspective, it was because of DEI. Please tell me that's not why. Because I remember somebody asked me on the last live we did, somebody asked me, hey, SB, what you think about what Trump did with DEI? You know what my response was? For sure. And then afterwards, after that live, like a week later, the numbers came out. And I was not surprised. You know what the numbers said? DEI, who they helped the least, was people that look like me. But I said that in the live. Somebody says, what they say? They say, SB, what you think about the DEIs being cut, programs being cut? Well, first, wait, now I think about it, I still get DEI emails. I'll be like, wait a second, I thought DEI was over. Why am I still getting all these different groups? I thought this was done. But, you know, I digress. But when he said that, I thought about it. I says, well, honestly, it didn't help. Like, I remember when DEI rolled out and I stopped seeing people that look like me get moved up quicker. That was one of the reasons when I came to Amazon, I don't think I've ever worked at a company with a black American as the manager. As crazy as that sounds, until Amazon. And he was my manager. I was like, yo, that's why perception is powerful. That's why the system controls perception, and they just do not want certain perceptions to be seen by certain people. But that perception was powerful to me. When I first went to Amazon, I seen it stood out like that. I was like, oh, snaps. And it's okay, he did it, I can do it. That's how powerful perception is. You know what I mean? But and then I seen somebody else, and then somebody else. I'm like, yo, this is okay. That's what's up. Like, I've never seen this at a company before. And then DEI comes out almost instantly, all no more. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't like DEI. I never did like DEI. I don't, nah. But then when the numbers came out, it didn't help us, and it it hindered the growth. You know what I mean? So, and then so if that's why people are boycotting, that's why. You know what I mean? It's so. But maybe you can explain it to me. Explain it to me if you or let me see if you did. You might have explained it. Let me go down. All right. Tim says buy lots of TNS FC stuff like paper towels and diapers. Oh, okay, got you. We need work. Right. And Bryce says, good show. We do not want to stress you out on your first day back. Hopefully you're back soon with the events of Amazon and news. Nah, yeah, I should be back. You know what I mean? I feel it. I feel like I'm good. And like I said, the biggest hindrance was going back in the office, and the time changed. You know what I mean? So that was the biggest hindrance, and that changed. The time changed back, gave me more time back due to the traffic. Now I'm gonna explain it in the video more so. That should be up on Saturday. So be tuned for that. But yeah, hopefully I can drop some more videos. Marcel says, I was wondering where you were. Hey, shout out to you, Marcel. Yeah, I just took the back seat, relax for a little bit. That's all. Nothing too crazy. You drive a Hummer? Nah, not yet. That's my dream car, though. I love Hummers, man. Always loved Hummers. Marcel says, I have a question. Do Jeff Bezos answer emails? I don't know. I've never emailed him. I wouldn't be surprised if he has like a assistant that does, you know what I mean? But then I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, but I don't know. I've never emailed him. His board, see, okay, his board does now. That's what's up. All right, here we go. Messi says, so this is about, I asked, why would people what is it called? Why are people boycotting Target? And Marcy, she filled me in. So she said it was from January 25th, and they did a no buy on 28th. Yes, it was a DEI initially, but they used that to cut other things they were doing with small businesses. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be blunt. What I saw, the only reason I heard about this Target boycott was because black people on TikTok was like, yo, they cut DEI, so we're going to boycott. But I'm like, wait a second. It didn't benefit us in the first place. So why are you boycotting them? You know what I mean? Like, that's probably better that they get rid of DEI. So then, you know what I mean? It didn't make sense. And this is why I get frustrated, because especially my community, man, you know, if you guys don't know, I'm a Black American. We just get moved in. Like, why are you boycotting? Because they're getting rid of DEI? Did people not see the numbers of the DEI? It did not help us. We were the last on the list. But it's funny because it's always pushed as if it does help us. You see the racist, like it's racist people, especially TikTok. People show their hearts because they got fake pages. They be like, "Oh, that's a DEI hire," and they usually use that in like a derogatory type way towards Black people, right? Oh, he's a DEI hire. But you look at the numbers of the DEI hires, we are the least of the DEI hires. You feel me? So that's why I thought that was the silliest thing to boycott Target. I'm not boycotting none of that stuff. I'm not boycotting Target for DEI because DEI hindered us. That didn't help Black Americans. It made it worse. Get rid of DEI. You feel me? Like, look at the numbers. I didn't have to see the numbers. I said that on my live before the numbers got out. I was like, that didn't help us. It helped everybody else. And then it showed the numbers and it was right. You know what I mean? So I think people have to stop being so emotional. You know what I mean? And just going, like, who does the research? Who's saying these things? Who's leading the charge? Who's the one who said, we're going to boycott Target because of DEI got taken away? And nobody said, hold up, let's think about this. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, nobody did any type of investigation, no thought, just emotions, untamed emotions. And we got to kind of scale back as a community, for my people, of untamed emotions, because the system always does that. They do some stuff and everybody just gets emotional, you know? So that's my take. But you see, it was you want to know somebody who's DEI hires that just got affected? What are they called? What are they called? The people who came back from war, vets. Did you know veterans were DEI hires? And I'm seeing all type of videos on TikTok of them crying because DEI got cut and they lost their job. Veterans. But you see, everybody thought it was going to affect Black people, and everybody else is getting affected because DEI was helping everybody else the most. That's like, here's another thing. What is it called? What's the money that people get for free? Money assistance or whatever it's called, right? No, it's a name because they always like, oh, all the Black people get that free money. What's that called? I don't know what it's called. Government assistance. They start taking away with that. Guess who's complaining the most? It's like, yo, this is crazy. Racism is expensive. You feel me? It's expensive. You know, it's expensive, man. All right. So with the DEI, away with it. I think it should be done away with anyways. That didn't, nah. Marcel says, thank Mr. Tim, because at our warehouse sort, they have been doing too much. We need help. My dude finna Marcel is not playing. He said he finna email Jeff. Uncle Jeff, they over here tripping. Shout out to Marcel. He said he putting his foot down. Said, wish we didn't see color, rather a work ethic status bar. You know what? I wish as well, Tim. But the reality is, that's what this nation was built upon. That's the cold thing, because this is said a lot. Not just this, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't see color. But this nation has always seen color. It was built on that. You know, the HOA system was built because they seen color and they were trying to keep Black Americans out. You know, medical people having not because we don't have medical um free medical due to the fact they seen color. The reason why it so much stuff that's in play today, the taxes we pay on our house was because people seen color. It all goes back to that. Even today, when if I fill out a job report, I still got to fill out what color I am. Why? I thought nobody cares about color. Why is it everywhere? You know what I mean? So I wish we didn't see color either. But the reality is, everybody sees it, especially the system. The system sees color and it enforces it every day. You know what I mean? Everything. You know why we have, what is it called? Why you now have to go get a license to carry because they seen color. You know what I mean? So much, almost so much goes back to that because this country seen color. They didn't like and they use laws to exclude people. That's what this country's based upon. So I'm with you, Mr. Tim. I don't want to see that either. But see, for me, I have to because it affects me the most. You know what I mean? So I have to be aware of it. I've always been aware of it. Here's the thing with me though. I'm just not going to let it stop me. Yeah, it may take me a little longer. Yeah, you know, it may be a little more hurdles, but I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I have to be aware of this. My people got to be aware of this. It's different. It is different for my people. Black Americans is different because everybody may not see color. We all see color, but maybe it doesn't cause you to be racist or prejudiced. But we all see. There's nothing wrong with color. Color is beautiful. That's the thing. There's beauty in difference. Like we can go to Asia. You experience their culture. They're different from Africans. Africans are different than those in England. And it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. We all don't want to be the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's beauty in different colors. That's why the rainbow is different colors. We see colors, but when it causes you to treat somebody different, like this country is built upon, and still to this day, that's where the issue is. You know what I mean? And I have to be aware of it. My people got to be aware of it because we're affected the most. So it sucks that it's like that, but the reality is that it is like that. But a brother like me, I'm still gonna win though. You know what I mean? Like that's why I've never pushed that or really, on this channel because I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? I still, even though those are realities, I'm aware of that, but I'm shooting for the stars though. And that's not gonna hold me down. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I feel you, man. I wish we didn't see color either. Rather work ethic status bar. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. As Messi says, yes, veterans get benefits, including getting hired in position at Amazon. They're part of DEI. It's crazy. There was veterans. It's all on TikTok. Go look it up. So many veterans like sad because they lost their jobs. And it's what the crazy thing is like, yeah, I voted. And listen, I didn't vote for nobody because voting is endorsing. You're touching and agreeing with them. I didn't touch and agree with no candidates. What type of country is this where we have millions of people and these are the only 2 or 3 or 4 little handful of people I get to choose from? You feel me? I'm not touching and agreeing with none of that. You're not going to force, not you, but nobody's going to force me to touch and agree with these people that I don't agree with. But anyways, like, that's one thing I've seen this last week. Veterans, a lot of them was coming out and they crying on the internet because DEI got cut. But it was it's like, that's crazy because one of the guys starts, I was like, man, the lady was like, did you vote for Trump? He's like, yeah, I did. But I didn't think it was going to affect me. It's crazy. It's crazy. This has been an interesting year. You feel me? It's been an interesting year. And let me tell you, this is not done. We have not seen what's to come. We ain't seen nothing yet. I've been saying that. It didn't matter who was in the White House. We're just in that time. We're in a transition time. But anyways, yeah, veterans is a part of DEI. I don't think they didn't know that. Or some didn't know that. If you go on TikTok and look it up, it's pretty sad. You know what I mean? Crazy. But yeah, with Amazon though, let me go back to that. Amazon, I've always seen them really they get, you know what I mean, taken care of in Amazon. But hold on, but I thought DEI was cut. Why is Amazon still got DEI? I thought it was cut. Anybody know what's going on with that? Anybody know? I thought DEI was cut. I'm still getting these emails about all this DEI stuff. I said, wait a second, what's going on here? I thought this was done. You know what I mean? I thought it was cut. And I'm not gonna ask nobody at the job, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I never cared about DEI and none of that stuff. I never was for it anyways, but I just thought it was cut, but I'm still seeing it, you know. I don't know. But yeah, veterans I've seen that. That's my experience with Amazon. I've seen veterans get taken care of at Amazon. Marcel, oh, you're a female. Okay. Wait, what I say though? I don't know what I said. My bad. If I thought you was a male or something like that. You're a female? Bet. Shout out to you, Marcel. Got you. Got it. Hey, Perfect Jamachi, what's good, my guy? Perfect Jamachi in a building though. What up, fam? I haven't seen you in a minute. Broken system. But that's the thing, it's not. It's not broken. It's operating the way that they want it to. You know what I mean? But to people like you and me, yeah, it's broken because it's not fair. Like I just named 6 things that were implemented due to the fact just because Black Americans existed, those things came into play. And now it affects everybody. You know what I mean? So yeah, it sucks, but the system, they don't think it's broke. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, but people who would like to see everybody get treated equal, yeah, they think, yeah, for sure it's a broken system, but it's being upheld and it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But just got to do what you can, you know? Got to excel anyways. Marcel says, my dad wanted a boy. Shout out to Pops. You feel me? Pops. Pops in the delivery, like, all right, you know, we got a boy, you know. Like, oh, it's a girl. No. He was believing to the end. He was in the delivery room, like, no, I'm believing for a boy. That's a man of faith right there. He said, by faith, I'm calling that baby Marcel. Shout out to you, Marcel. That's what's up. I can see it being like when you say you're a female, it's like, oh, okay, bet. That's what's up. Like, it's not like that's a bad female name. That's what's up. But that is a funny story. Shout out to your dad. If you guys are still close, tell him you had his rolling. He had his rolling on the live last night. That's funny. Shout out to Pops. Romney, what up, my guy? The Stowe department on day shift at AKC1 sees color. They avoid the Black employees and is very nervous if you try to talk to them. Okay, this is a reality. And it's a sad reality. And it's funny because people will gaslight you. Well, no, that doesn't happen. It happens. Okay, it happens in all workplaces. And here's why. Because what's outside of the workplace, the same hateful people on all these social media sites that we all see hateful comments and racist comments, those people, they work jobs. I'm not talking to you, Marcel. I'm talking to people who think this stuff doesn't exist. Those people work in these companies as well. You know what I mean? The job is only a collection of people from the community. You know, so these people are in workplaces. These people are managers. These people are ops managers. These people are doctors. These people are police officers. This is a fact. You know what I mean? But people will try to gaslight you and be like, oh, no. Yes. But I've had, and this is what's crazy. I've had people, this is something I've had to deal with as a PA. People will come up to me like, hey, I talked to you over here. That's when I know. You're like, all right, bet, let's talk. And that's what I was grateful to be in that position so I could be a safe space for people who was dealing with that. Like, man, SB, like, this person said this racist thing and I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I was able to go in and coach and help that situation out. Help them do that where they didn't have no other safe place to go to. You know what I mean? So, Ronnie, it sucks that happens. You know what I mean? But that's sad to say. That is a reality, not just in the workplace, in the medical field. in the judicial system, in healthcare, in, you feel me, authority, in the police office. That stuff, that's what sucks. Because it's not just in the workplace. Workplace, it still sucks because some of these people are hiring managers. I've seen it. I can't even. I mean, I could say what I've seen, but it's just not. You know what I mean? It's not. But some of these people are in these positions, and then that's where it sucks because I've seen people get denied just because of this. But here's the thing: like that's gonna come back to you, though. You know what I mean? That's what people don't get. But Romney, this is what you got to do because I've been there, fam. I've been there. But the mindset, you just have to. You feel me? You got to do what you can do. You know what I mean? You just got to do what you can do and don't let that hold you back. Because people told me that was one of the things that I had to overcome too. When I was moving up and getting promotions, people says, you not gonna get a promotion because you black. A black person told me that. I looked them dead in their soul and said, move, you in my way. Get out my way. Go stand in the crowd and watch. You watch me do this. You feel me? That's the mindset you have to have. You know what I mean? But in this situation, you gotta, you know what I mean? You have to be different. You feel me? You just have to be. But that's what it does. That's what it does. Pressure creates diamonds. You feel me? Like that's why you know what I mean? But don't let it break you. Let it make you better. And it's sad that that has to be the result. You know what I mean? But that's just what we got to do. You can't let it break you. You got to let it make you better. You feel me? You got to go that much harder. You feel me? But they don't like to see color and avoid them. And if you got to go talk to them, go talk to them. You know what I mean? But like I'm saying, I've been there, fam. I've been there. I just never let that hinder me. But there was times where it did hinder me, where I couldn't do nothing about it, but just I just gotta see how this plays out. But I'm not gonna let them move me. There was times where people tried to like be racist towards me, to try to move me out of position. Nah, they're not gonna win. I don't okay, you call me, you can have the attitude, you can do this, do that, da, da, da. Like I'll say that I was a PA, right? There's this dude racist, you know, and I guess he thought he was gonna get under my skin because sometimes if I was leading, giving orders, somebody racist don't want that. You feel me? But and he made it very clear. Okay, all right, big shot. What you gonna do? Like, okay, you know, and you know what he did, it didn't move me. But why did it not move me? Because of this up here, this mentality. Nobody is gonna break me. Get out the way. You feel me? He thought he can say some racist stuff to get me in my emotions so I can lose my job. You crazy. But you can stand back and watch me get this next promotion, though. You can stand back and watch me get this new house built, though, from this job that you thought you was going to make me lose. Nah, you feel me? That's the mindset we got to have. Win. And then, too, you got to guard. Here's the thing. Here's the flip side. You got to guard your heart. I had to guard my heart to where we don't let that evil, because it's evil. That's what it is. It's evil. Those people who's moving like that, that's evil. It's demonic. You feel me? That's what it really is. You don't want to let that evil get into your heart to when now you have that hate inside of you. I love people, all people. You know what I mean? Never treated. I was in positions where I could have got somebody fired if I wanted to. No, I'm always show love. I'm always show grace. You know what I mean? Where it needs to be shown. I'm not ever moved by somebody's skin color. I'm gonna love everybody. But that's due to the fact, you know, I guarded my heart. You know what I mean? When you're up against so much racism and all that stuff, that's one of the things where I see a lot of people go wrong. It infects their heart. You know what I mean? And they start to become evil. And you know, because that's what it is. That's evil, demonic. You feel me? I don't care if you a white racist or you that racist comes towards you and now you become hateful in your heart. You know what I mean? You got to guard from that stuff. But it's a reality. It's in the workplace. It's everywhere. The workplace is the least of my worries. Y'all, I did it on my faith. I did it on my faith. I did it on my faith page. There was a lady breaking little babies' arms, bones, because they was black. How sick, how demonic do you have to be to do that? This lady, a nurse, walking through the babies that have fragile bones, breaking their bones. Only the black babies because they were black. How demonic do you have to be to do that? You feel me? You're evil. You're demonic. You're sick. It's not they're just mental. No, you're demonic. You're demonic. You feel me? And that's going to come back on you. That's the thing. People think this stuff doesn't have consequences. That you could just be evil to people. No, it's going to come back on you. Watch. You know what I mean? Watch. I've always seen it come back on people. But that's what I'm saying. The workplace is the least of my worries. You got these people in every aspect of life, but don't let it poison you. Keep a great mindset. I'm telling you, you'll continue to elevate. All right. Marcel says, it's been a lot of favoritism, and yeah, look, that's somebody else. That's a same thing. Everything I just said applies to that, because it's not just in the warehouse. And that's the reality with it seems like it's getting more and more bold, but it is what it is. But yeah, everything I just said, same thing. Don't let it move you. Don't ever let them get you in your emotions. That's a play. I've seen that. They try to get you in your emotions to get you to lose your position. Don't do that. We have to get to a point. You have to be able to control your emotions. Ain't nobody gonna get me out of my character unless I want to step out of my character. You feel me? Unless you cross that line, and I don't have, my lines is very far away. It's like you got to mess with family. You know what I mean? And then, okay, I'm gonna choose. What's the way to put this? I'm gonna choose to whatever I choose to do, but because I choose to go there. You feel me? I don't ever let nobody get me out of character. They can't. It can, it may want me to. Nope. But that's the thing. We got to control our emotions. That's one thing I'm gonna say, especially in the workplace. That's a tactic. I've seen people try to be racist with somebody just so they can react, so they can lose their position. Can't do that. But in all areas of life, you know how many people are in jail because they can't control their emotions. So many people, boom, that split bit of anger that rose up in them. They couldn't control their emotions. Now they got to do life in jail. People lose their job because they couldn't control their emotions. People, you know what I mean? We got to control our emotions. So that's one of the things in the workplace. Whatever you dealing with, whether it's racism, whether it's somebody jealous of your position, whether it's, because it's all type of stuff. You know what I mean? But that's one thing that causes people to snap is that racism. But people know that. That's why they do it. Nah, then they have power over you. You can't say nothing to me and cause me to lose my livelihood. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? We got to control our emotions. And I'm not saying it's right. If you experience it, go take that. If you got to take it to HR, do what you got to do. Go with receipts, though. Get your receipts. Okay? Because they want you to get emotional and, oh, rah, rah, rah. Oh, wow. Whoa, rah, rah, rah. Nah. Oh, yeah? I'm a what? Oh, and a who? Oh, I'm that? Man, that's crazy. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and work. Let me save my voice. Let me save this voice note, though, that I just got you saying all this stuff on. I'm going to save this voice note and save. Don't even say none of them. If you got to go to HR, hey, listen. Boop, 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 boop. This ain't me. That's him. Get him up out of here. You feel me? But control your emotions, All right. Tim says, yo, Romney, AKR1 here. That's what's up. Shout out to AKR1. Romney says, peace, Mr. Tim. That might be my next stop. Another area manager for my department. Come on down, brother. I'm in inbound receive. Got a good stove team too. That's what's up. I got you. Shout out to Ken. What's good? Pearson, good to see you, fam. Says, what's up, SB? Long time no see. How you doing? Just saying what's up, seeing how you doing, man. I'm blessed, man. Been real good. Just want to take some, just was chilling, relaxing, working. Nothing too crazy, but been good, fam. Been blessed. Hope all is well with you. Good to see you as well, my dude. Tim said, yeah, that site has a lot of bad reputation for favoritism. Favoritism, that's something you're gonna find everywhere, man. That's a fact. I don't think I've never not seen favoritism. But it shouldn't be so extreme for sure. You know what I mean? But that's something that you're gonna have to wiggle around as well too. I had to deal with that. I was in times where I seen very clear favoritism. You know what I mean? And I was working harder and this and that, but I didn't let it control my emotions. And you got to be in for the long run. Most of these people that's getting this favoritism handouts, they're not in it for the long run. And because they've always, you know what I mean? Especially when it, be honest, a lot of women in the workplace get favoritism, especially if they look attractive. I've seen it. That was one of the things I had to overcome. They just kept popping up and they kept getting all the stuff. You feel me? Because these dudes at Amazon is just wobble knees. They're wobble knees. They just see, oh my gosh. Here, you're the PA. I want you to be my PA. It's like, yo, y'all do this. Wobble knees, go sit down. Wobble knees. Like, yo, that used to make me upset. I'd be like, bro, man, y'all dudes is just jello. Y'all just jello, no backbone. Sit down, put the vest up. Hang the, all right, my bad. Yeah. But the thing is, I had to control my emotions, you know what I mean? And that even though there be favoritism, most of them who had the favoritism all fell off. They're not in it for the long run. Because there's a time where your skill has to match your opportunity. Favoritism will get you opportunity. But a lot of them, they get in position, opportunity with favoritism, but the skill set, they cheated to get up there, and now they don't got the skills to do it. And they fall off. And guess who's there? The one who's been working hard. Yeah, it may take a little longer sometimes when there's favoritism. But here's the thing. When you're in those positions, you have to realize too, it's working on you. You know what I mean? It was working on me. I learned from that. You know, it wasn't just, oh man, favoritism. But I had to stop. Like, oh, wait a second. This is working on me right now. This is helping my patience. This is helping me grow. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's going to be everywhere. Every company I've had that favoritism. You know what I mean? And for the most part, they're not in it for the long run. You know what I mean? And you can, you know what I mean? It's going to build up character in you. You just be you, do what you got to do, because that's all you can do. And that was all that I can do. You know what? Like, I wanted to go check the manager. Hey, bruh, you feel me? Like, get yourself together. You're drooling all over the floor. You're causing a safety hazard because you've been drooling all up and down stove station 222. I'm finna slip on the floor because you're drooling all over the place, my guy. That's what I wanted to say. Like, bruh, y'all, oh man, they be getting gamed up. Some be getting gamed up. Sad stories. But anyways, all right, let's move on. But how many times have I seen people finesse their way into a position and they didn't carry the talent? They just finessed themselves in a position, didn't have the talent, they fall off. So sad to say, that's how it goes a lot. Bad rep favoritism and hard work being in normal FC. Stow runs, OPs though, if you don't like going up. Thank you for your advice, SB. Of course, fam. Of course, for sure. Messi says, do a video on how to come up on the impending economic downturn. We already in the economic downturn. We've been in a recession since what, 2 years ago? A technical on paper recession, but they changed it. If you go look 5 years ago, what they declared a recession was 2 consecutive, I believe, quarters or something like that, negative GDP or something like that. We hit that like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, something like that. So, but then they changed it and said, oh, wait. Now it's a recession when the professionals say it's a recession. So, but yeah, is it going to get worse? Absolutely. I think it's going to get way worse. I've been saying that. Have I not been saying that, y'all? I've been saying what's to come. Nobody is prepared for. Nobody. Because I think what's to come is something we've never seen before in this country, especially our generation. And the video on how to come up, you feel me? I don't think it's a way to come up. Honestly, being brutally honest, I don't think it's a way to come up. It's crazy. That sounds crazy, huh? But I think that's just, I don't think it's a way to come up on what's coming. I think it's only a way to prepare, and that's spiritually for what's coming. I think that's the only thing. I think that's the ultimate preparation. Just being honest. That's just my opinion, my personal opinion. But I think land or leaving this country, I think that's the. But here's the thing. It's a global thing. That's what you're about to see. What we're about to see is a global thing that's going to take place. Just how they globally shut down the whole economy during the C word and all that stuff. It's a global move, what we're seeing. Remember, America used to be straight nationalism to the max. Look how global we've gotten with everything. Global politics, global economy. Everything is going global. So that's what we're seeing. It's going to be on a global scale. So even if you leave America, but here's the thing that I think would be beneficial because I wanted to leave America, right? But it would have to be with a place with land where you can grow. I think that, okay, here you go. That's right. That's where the come up is not like, there's a lot of people hustling right now. Online hustlers. One of the online hustles is hustling people to think they're going to come up. Oh yeah, this is what they call it. This is going to be the greatest financial come up ever, right? If you get into position and you follow their courses. I think that's a lie. But I think the only come up is if you is land. Sustainability, I guess, is that a word? Sustainability, being self-sustained. I think that's the come up for what's coming. I don't think ain't nothing else is gonna do it, in my opinion. Just my opinion. But go look at, I don't just make everything I've ever said. I don't just make up. I don't just pull out of thin air. When I said Amazon was going to have layoffs before anybody on the internet, I didn't just make that up. I looked at the numbers. What's coming? You can foresee at least an idea of something by looking in the past. Well, what can we look at? Look at the Great Depression. That's how, like, if you look at certain things in the Great Depression, it's very similar to what we're seeing today. So I think I'll just stop there. But I think my only thing that I think is a come up is being self-sustainable for what's to come. I think that's the only come up. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just my opinion. I think that's the only come up. Because you look at the Great Depression, a lot of people who had their own farms, growing their own food, they was good. That's, it's a lot of stories that we were not told about during the Great Depression. It was some crazy stuff that went on. Crazy stuff. They don't even teach you that stuff in books, in our history classes. They didn't teach us a lot of stuff in history classes, but yeah, I think that's the goal though. Like, I would love to move to not Puerto Rico, because that's like a part of America, right? But if there was some place I can move, like I said, the place I really wanted to move is no longer on the map no more. They erased it. But I would want to move somewhere where I can just have land. Give me 20 acres. I'll take 20 acres for sure. 40 acres, you know what I mean? 40 acres and a mule. Give me that. You know what I mean? And if I could be self-sustained, I think that's the come up. So, like, let's say me, if I sold my house, cashed out my stock, and then moved to another country and bought some land, that's the come up for me. You know what I mean? But even then, why I don't even think that's safe is because I believe what's coming is global. I think we're going to see a global collapse, and that's going to bring in the new system, the new world that everybody has been talking about for centuries. The thing that's on the back of our dollar, that's going to be the rollout of what I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I truly believe is going to happen. And all places are going to be affected. So even if we leave the country, I still think I might as well just stay. I think it's going to, but America is going to be I think worse than 90% of everywhere else. But anyways, yeah, I think efficiency would be the best come up. Not buying properties. All property is going to get taken away. They said it themselves. They said that. They said you're going to own nothing and be happy. How are they going to do that? Property tax is going to be one. Insurance is what is going to be another. Housing insurance. They're doing that. Look at what they did in California. They pulled everybody's insurance right before the fires. Look at Florida. Everybody's insurance is going to go up everywhere because of climate change. You know what I mean? And there's people more and more, all they're doing is collecting more and more people have to sell because they can't keep up with insurance rates going up 50%, 60%. They can't keep up with that. You know what I mean? So I think that's the goal. Marcel says, but the site leader we had treated everyone the same. Fred was the best site leader we ever had. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's why I won't reach out to Jeff Bezos. I feel you. I feel you. But our HR is not that much help. But see, it comes to a point. But I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Perfect Jamachi said, I was looking at a site on Google in Hamilton, Ontario, and one of the reviews I seen was basically saying if you weren't Indian or white at that site, you weren't getting promoted. That's deep. Ah, yeah, I hear it. I hear that. I'm the type, I'm gonna get promoted if I want it. You know what I mean? It may be harder. Absolutely, it probably could, but I'm gonna get my promotion. You know what I mean? But I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. That sucks that somebody would feel like that. Andre says my Amazon parking lot looks empty. Going to work and leaving work. I'm like one of the few people still working 12 hours. They're only hiring people to work 10-hour shifts. Man, that's deep. But I thought 10 hours was the average. Honestly, I thought that was like the average thing. I didn't know people was out here working 12 hours in the warehouse. You talking about the warehouse, Andre? That's crazy. 12 hours in the warehouse is deep. Unless you're a manager. If you're a manager, then yeah, they be doing them wild hours. But just a regular associate, it should just be 10 hours from at least when I was in the warehouse, everybody was only doing 10. I never heard of 12 hours. That's deep. I'm looking at these little Amazon press releases. And the first one that popped out was Amazon safety performance continues to improve year over year. I'm like, what? That's crazy because usually the press is going in on Amazon with safety, but then that press release is coming from Amazon. It's not in NBC or none. It's Amazon saying that themselves. But that's what's up. That's what's up. That's hilarious. Uh, Tariffs cast shadow over inland empire's economic outlook. Ooh. All right. Did anybody say something? Let me see. One thing I've seen a lot talking about Trump tariffs. That's crazy. I just read a press release about that, but never seen anyone up here talking about China putting 100% tariffs on Canada. 100%. I'm telling you, fam, it's a global. What we're seeing is global. All these. Never mind. But yeah, that is crazy. That's crazy. Where do you go? Where do you go that's not affected by all this craziness that's going to take? That's lining up. Yeah, that's deep, man. I didn't hear about that either. I didn't hear about that either. That's deep. That's deep. Let's work that overtime. You feel me? Let's work this overtime. That's all. You feel me? Let's work this overtime, fam. Oh man. Andre says, yeah, I'm not a manager, also warehouse worker. I work 12 hours. That's deep. That's deep, my guy. 12 hours is deep. As just a regular employee in the warehouse? That's deep. Yeah, I've never heard that. I've never heard that, Andre. I've never heard nobody doing 12 hours, but I want to say keep it up, but I don't want you to keep it up. That's a lot, man. But stay strong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, that's deep, Andre. Hey, stay alive. You let me stay alive, my dude. That's deep. That's deep. How are you holding up with that? Hold on, let me go back. Are you okay? Like, I think you're okay with that because you said, what'd you say? I'm like one of the few people still working 12s. They're only hiring people to work 10-hour shifts. Man. Well, at least you still working 12 hours. If it seems like you don't mind that, and I'm sure you're liking that pay at 12 hours. So that's what's up, man. Just make sure you know what I mean, you getting your sleep, you staying hydrated and all that good stuff so you don't get injured or no, keep away from that injury. But at least you still got it. You know what I mean? Capitalize on it while you can. Geo says, I'm no longer at Amazon. Geo. Geo said he was not playing. Amazon said if he didn't get his ambassador vest, he was out, and Geo is out. What? He says what you say? You a rapper now? I think you said. Is that you who said that? Geo said he is no longer at Amazon. Man, that's what's up, Geo. He said Amazon is trash. He said Amazon is trash. Shout out to Geo. You feel me? He said he was gonna leave if he didn't get his ambassador vest, and he left. Geo. Man, my dude. That's what's up. You feel me? I hope you found something better, even better, Geo. Perfect Gematria says the Tesla thing is crazy though. Completely switched sides before. All the left side loved Tesla. Then the last few months it switched to the right. And what does that sound like to me? It sounds like a play. It sounds like a game. Like that's a joke. This stuff is a joke, fam. What happened? I don't even know what's going on with the Tesla stuff. That's how I'm telling y'all. I do not. What's happened? I've seen some people protesting on TikTok about Tesla. And I've heard about the stock going down, but I didn't even look into it because I'm like, this is a show to me, honestly. But what happened? I guess I'll look into it. I have no clue about what happened with the Tesla stuff. I don't know what. But you said they switched though. Completely switched sides before all the left side loved Tesla, and then the last few months it switched to the right. Yeah, I don't know, fam. I don't have no skin in the game on with none of the stuff going on. You know what I mean? I knew what was to come when I seen the options. When I seen the options, I was like, yeah, we're done. We're done. Pack it up, folks. We're done here. You feel me? This is what America has to offer for our leaders. This handful, these are choices. Pack it up. You feel me? Prepare. Everybody prepare. It's going, you feel me? It's going under. Everybody prepare. Yeah. Geo says, I'm rapping now and I'm going into business for myself. That's what's up. Shout out to Geo. Shout out to you, my guy. I hope it goes well. You know what I mean? I hope you kill it, my dude. Kill it, fam. Handle that. Andre says, I've been doing the 12-hour shift since 2023. Sheesh. Shout out to Andre. 12-hour shifts in the FC. My guy is not playing. Shout out to Andre. Sheesh, that's deep, fam. I do 12 hours, but I'm like this. And when I'm doing now, I'm like this all day. So you feel me? At least you get to walk around, your blood's flowing and all that, but that's deep. Since 2023, you got to be the fittest person in your city. You got to be the fittest person in your city, fam. When I was doing 10 hours walking around that FC all day, and I was the fittest I've ever been in life. Shout out to my dude Andre. That's deep. All right. Hector says, I was a PA at a delivery station. I'm an AM at the FC now. Picking so easy so far. Most managers don't even look at the associate. Oh man. Shout out to Hector. That's what's up, Hector. Congrats. You feel me? Congrats on the promotion. That's what's up. And that's dope that it's easy for you. You know what I mean? Capitalize off that. You feel me? Capitalize off the situation and continue to elevate, take advantage. You know what I mean? Like, that's good to hear that you're not in a stressful position. Keep killing it, my dude. Good stuff. Rogue says 12-hour shifts has been around for a while. Really? At an FC? I didn't know that. I worked that shift for 2 years. Oh, you right. You right. All right. You right. The RT shift. But the thing with the RT shift, that's only what, 3 days? It's only 3 days out the week, if I'm not mistaken, right? That I remember that. I remember RT. You right. But that was the flip side. It was only like 3 days compared to doing the 4 days on the, your 10 hours. But still, but I used to think that with the RT shift, I'd be like, 12, y'all crazy. Shout out to RT shift, man. Shout out to them. Hector LeBron. You feel me? Bron. Shout out Bron. Gio says it was too much. I was the best stower there. I walked away from Amazon for February 4th. Left earlier, never returned. Shout out to my guy Gio. He said he was gonna do it. Salute. I can't do nothing but salute you, fam. You kept your word. He said if I don't get my PA or what you want, he wanted the ambassador vest. He didn't get it. He dipped. Shout out to Gio, man. Let us know when you drop your new music, man. I definitely want to check it out, fam. You drop a project yet? You said you a rapper. You dropped the album yet? What's up? What's up, Gio? You drop it? Let me know. Hector says, when I worked 312s as the PA, that was the best life ever. Missed those days. Yep, that's that RT shift. That's what's up. That's what's up. If my best picker said he was about to quit to start a rap, if my best picker said he was about to quit to start a rap career, I'm bringing the mic to a station and I'll be an engineer. He gonna keep working on. Now that's a manager right there. You feel me? Like that's a manager. Shout out to Hector. You feel me? Hector is hilarious. Facts. He said, listen, I got a proposition. Before you quit on me, hold that thought. I got a proposition. What if I can get a studio in your station? Oh, that's good. Shout out to Hector, man. Hector, you got to be a dope manager, man. My dude Hector always had jokes. Gio says they fired that only Black learning ambassador a week better. I left. It was right racism. Man, that's deep, man. That sucks to hear that. Hector says Tesla was always just a place for people to put their money. The stock was extremely overvalued, more of an investment in Elon Musk versus actual cars. I would agree with that too. But then he was kind of trailblazer for the whole electric car. You know what I mean? Like the Tesla was really, it was trailblazing. Like what other cars out here driving itself? Well, we got one in Arizona now. I forgot it's called Wimco or something like that. But they was kind of forerunning, at least from what I've seen. I was never moved by the electric car industry. Never moved me at all. Plus, it's an agenda behind that, so I'm not behind that at all. So it seemed like, Tesla the electric car was pretty, can't lie. It was pretty lit. But I agree too, more so on Elon. That's what's up. I can see where you're coming from. Gio said, I trained a Black guy before I left Amazon. An hour later, I left. That's deep, man. Well, at least you out. You know what I mean? And at least you're doing better. So that's good. Perfect Gematria says 12 hours must be hard to keep up rate. That's deep. I didn't even think about that. 12 hours of keeping rate. I think probably depending on the department. If I was in packing, 12 hours of packing, I don't think I would like that. 12 hours stowing, run it. You feel me? Run it. But that's a good point. I never even thought about that. Gio says, I'm happier now. Amazon was holding me back from my purpose. That's you dropped the album, Gio? Gio, did you drop the album? Okay, so Amazon was holding you back from your purpose. Hold on. Let's do something. Hold on. Let's do the math. Well, let's look at something real quick. And you've been gone for how long? All right, you've been gone from Amazon for 2 months, and they were holding you back from your purpose. So what have you done in this 2 months towards your purpose? Did we drop a mixtape? Did we drop a single? Did we drop an album? Fill us in? You feel me? Because I want to see you fly. You gone now. The weight is you. The weight's been lifted. You feel me? I want to see you soar, Gio. You drop an album, single, what you got? Let me know. Hector says, facts, all the opinions are trash for leading the country. How did it get this bad? On by design. It got this bad by design. The play is on the back of the dollar. It's been there since it was created. You know what I mean? We got this bad by design. And we ain't seen the worst yet. But yes, that's when you got the pool, our options, the election, the options they gave us, that's it. All these alumni schools and smart people everywhere, these are our options. It's cooked. You feel me? I'm out of here. Adios. It's a wrap. Facts. But I believe it's by design, though, for sure. Gio says, good luck with being brainwashed at Amazon, guys. Hey, listen, fam. The brainwashing has been pretty good. You feel me? I'm in a new home. You feel me? Like, hey, it's been going pretty cool. But nah, reality though, I feel you, Gio. I feel you. Because I got purpose. We all got purpose. You know what I mean? Can I be doing more of my purpose if I wasn't with this company? Absolutely. But reality, can I be doing better on my purpose? Like, I need some funds too, fam. You feel me? Like, what I'm gonna do, I gotta get some funds too. But I see where you're coming from. But see, here's the thing. You don't gotta be extreme though. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to just be like, good job being brainwashed, suckers. Like, you know what I mean? It could just be like, hey, I hope this works for you guys, or I hope you guys are good. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, like it's not everything is not for everybody. You know what I mean? But we glad you made it out, fam. We glad you made it, Gio. And we hope you win. We hope you win, my guy. Hector says they got rid of that reduced time shift at my station when I got here. Oh, okay. Andre says I actually, yeah, yep, it's that time. Andre says I actually don't walk much at work unless I'm going on break or to the bathroom. I lost more weight correcting my diet and working out 5 to 7 days a week. Oh, okay. I can see that being a thing. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Geo says racism, SB is what made me leave. I realized they wasn't going to give me that vest. They fired only the black learning ambassador. I will not go back to Amazon unless I'm a PA and in need of the money. I don't think you should go back. If you think they're brainwashing people, you feel me? Like that's a crazy statement to say. I wouldn't go back. You know what I mean? Like if you feel that much animosity towards that company, there's a lot of other companies. You know what I mean? Why go back? If you unless you need the money, why not go to a FedEx or some other place where they're not brainwashing people? You know what I mean? Like if you think they're that's a crazy statement. They're brainwashing people. But you know what I mean? That's your experience. So I'm not judging your experience, but I just wouldn't go back. You know what I mean? If that's the case. You said Amazon's still a job and a way to make money for. Oh, okay. Oh, see, there you go. There he is. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's Geo. There he is. He's back, y'all. forget my forget my words about Amazon, y'all. That's what's up. We appreciate that. You know what I mean? It ain't, but who cares what you say about the company? It's not like we, you know what I mean? But it's just the people. You know what I mean? But yes, it's definitely still a way to make money, finances. But if you feel that way, it's okay. If you feel that, because listen, everybody's experience is not the same. So we can't dismiss anybody's experience with the company. There's people who have bad experiences. That's their experience. We can't dismiss that. So if you had such a terrible experience, we can't dismiss that. We can't downplay that. My only thing would just be if it was that bad, I wouldn't. If it was me, that wouldn't even be an option to come back to if I needed money because it was that bad. You know what I mean? Like there's other jobs out here, you know? So um, but if that was your experience, that's okay. There's people who have very bad experiences, and we know we can't downplay that. Just because somebody over here likes the company doesn't mean the company wasn't a bad experience with this person. Both can be true because everybody's on their own journey and everybody's different, you know? So, but nah, we feel you, fam. You just speaking your truth. You know, we just be clowning. Actor says, I was about to ask, why do you feel you got look past for the ambassador? I got my answer. I feel it. Says, I was making singles. Okay. You're making singles. That's what's up. I make pop. Is it uploaded on your channel, Gio? Are your new singles, or if I click on your channel, is your music there? Let me know because I definitely want to check it out. SB, I be playing your music when I'm riding on my motorcycle on the loudspeaker. Hey, I got some new stuff coming. I know I've been saying that, but appreciate that. Appreciate that. You are a great rap artist. You got a lot of classics. You should be way more viral. And I purposely have pulled back. One, like hard work, man. That song is viral. That's over 4 million streams. That's viral. And I know I can drop certain ones that's that same style and it would go. But you know what I mean? My my purpose is for the Lord, my overall life purpose. You know what I mean? That's why my music and everything I mostly do, it goes over there. So that's one reason why it's not that viral because I don't put much behind it, you know, because that's not, you know, where my heart is at. But I still got a heart for it because, you know what I mean? But yeah, but appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You ever plan on leaving the country? Nah, I want to. Um, but there's one place I would want to go, and I've said that plenty of times throughout the stream, but they erased it off the map. But I still want to go there because they renamed it something else. But there is one place I would want to go to check it out. Um, but other than that, to live, nah. You know what I mean? Nah. um, nah. Unless it was a country where I can get at least like 40 acres, and the laws permit, because that's the thing too. All these laws cracking down, not just in America, all over the country. That's what I'm saying. It's a global thing what's about to roll out. Look at what they're doing with farmers all over the world. This is a global rollout that we're seeing. But if I can go to some country where I can have 40 acres and I can have my own farm and all that, look, I wouldn't want to, but I would definitely really think about it and think about, you know what I mean? I would definitely think about it. If it weren't for the bills, I'd be rapping too, G. You feel me? Ronnie says, it got to be something in my building. They're brainwashed. If you're a PA or AM, you could be the lamest dude. Everybody will kiss your butt. No, that's just how it works. That's just how it works, fam. It's sad to say. I mean, I wasn't like that. I respect authority. Don't get it twisted. I respect authority for sure. But there's people that do kiss butt. And you see it when you're the one, like when I became a PA, I seen that firsthand. Firsthand, I seen that. Like, you know what I mean? Most people, here's the thing, most people would have not been treating me the way they did if I wasn't a PA. Just facts. But same thing with you, Romney. If you was the PA, they would treat you different. Oh, you'll be surprised how to hey, you'll be surprised how people treat you when you're in a position of leadership. You know what I mean? That's what comes along with it. It comes along with it. There's some other stuff too. It's stuff that comes along with leadership positions. And that's one of them, sad to say. And it's crazy because it's like you don't need to do all that, fam. Like you don't have to be kissing butt like this. Like you don't have to do that. But people do. I don't know why. It's weird. But it just comes along. That's a part of the game. It comes with it. Um, what'd you say? And you could be the lamest dude. Hey, Romney, and this the thing. That's why some people that are quote unquote, you would say lame or whatever, they sometimes go the hardest to get them positions because they know that. But that's the scary thing because then people's identity gets locked up in a position. It's never mind. I'll be going too deep into stuff, but that's a fact. That's a fact. Foxtrot says, what you been up to? Psh, living. You feel me? And just enjoying life. You feel me? Enjoying myself, not stressing out. How you been, fam? I hope you been good. I've been blessed. That's how I've been. I've been blessed, man. Just living life. Gio says Amazon is okay, starting job. It's the people that run it. Um, that's the issue. The managers, HR, and people thinking they're Jeff Bezos, and it's the company. Most people don't have people skills. I feel you. That's gonna be in a lot of companies too. But see, that's the thing that's in a lot of companies as well. I can A lot of companies I work for, it's always somebody who thinks they run the show when they don't run the show. A lot of things that we can point out with Amazon is things that we would find in most companies. You know what I mean? But I feel you. I feel you. Hector says, yeah, I've always tell people that hated the job to seek other options in the nicest way possible. Like you actually hate your life right now, but you're rubbing it off on people. Right. Hector, that's why we've always connected. Whenever you hop on the live, Hector, I'll always be like, yeah, he knows what's up. You're right. You're right. That's a fact. Romney says associates don't even talk to other associates, but if you're an AM or PA, they on your bruh, you speaking facts right now. You preaching. That's true. It's true, fam. It's very true. It's true. You should just listen, Romney. You should go be a PA just so you can see. Just so you can see. It's crazy how different you get treated. Crazy. I've been in that, but I've been there. You know what I mean? I've been there, and I even was like, you feel me? Because we see it. You feel me? When I was in, like, we see it, but it's just like, yo, that's I don't know. I don't know why people do that. I do not know. But that's yeah, it's weird. It don't make This is weird, but I don't know. That that's that's sad to say. That's just work culture. That's work culture. Gio says Amazon has did a lot of blessings for me. See, there we go. Yeah, I mean, you feel me? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's all right to be grateful. It may not be for you, but you can still be grateful. Like, hey, I hate that place, but you feel me? I was able to take care of some stuff, and it was a check. I appreciate it for the check. You know what I mean? So that's what's up, Gio. It's on your main channel. Let me know your main channel, my guy. I want to check it out. Hector says, I remember when I first became a PA, my world got rocked by my associates. I was not ready. That's what's up. Man, I loved it. When I first became, I was no. I did love it, but I was like, it was a little like worry because it wasn't the associates for me, it was the tools. Like just learning the new tools, how to code people. Now looking back, it's nothing compared to what I do now. Because like the countless numbers of tools I have to use now compared to there's probably like 4 or 5 tools. But when you come from just stowing to now you're tracking rates, you know what I mean? So it is cool. I missed it, man. But first doing it, I had a little worries. Messi says, are you talking about the former Gulf of Mexico? No, I wasn't, but I did hear about that. What is it called? The Gulf of America now? Somebody brought up a good point though. Um, when you change something, any laws that was around and connected to that could now be changed because the place and location has changed. And somebody was like, "Yo, if he changed the whatever it's called, Gulf of America now. What type of laws were changed in that? You know what I mean? Because they're international. I don't know, but the point somebody brought up was if okay, what if he changes something else? What if he changes America to the United States of Americas or some little change just to change it? But why that's dangerous is because then the Constitution and certain things were tied to the United States of America. So imagine if the country name change, that can literally change everything. So I don't know. Somebody brought that up on TikTok. I was like, yo, that's a good catch. Good catch. I don't know. I love thought provoking, critical thinking. I don't like just everybody thinking the same thing and believing everything you're told. Okay, we believe it, but question it. You don't look at it, examine it for yourself. Like, oh, okay, cool, bet. You know what I mean? So Anyways, but yeah, that formal golf in Mexico thing was interesting because it's like, why'd you do that? You come Did anybody ask that? Did he get why? I would want, why did you do that? What is the point of that? you know? But Hector says, or Gio says, Hector, I might go to Mexico and check out those lots. Gio is crazy. Gio do not be playing. And check out those Latinas. I'm only an hour and a half from TJ. My guy, you just left Amazon. Focus on your career, your calling. Did you say your purpose you was chasing? What happened? You went from your purpose to Latinas and TJ in 2 minutes. My dude Gio went from talking about his purpose and being distracted, Amazon distracting him from his purpose, to Latinas and TJ in like 5 minutes. Oh man, you guys are great, man. I miss being on these lives. You guys are great. I'm glad we're back. We're back, y'all. We back. I need this. This is good. This is good. What's alive without Geo? What's alive without Messi? You feel me? What's alive without, everybody, all y'all, man. Hector. You feel me? Of course, my dude Roll. What's alive without y'all? And what's alive without perfect gematria? Andre, all the three Messis, all three of y'all, perfect gematria. Shout out to all y'all, man. Mr. Tim, you feel me? Marcel, M. Bright, you feel me? Evernie, Carlos, you feel me? Am I forgetting anybody? Man, of course, Jamie and Tony. You feel me? Or just Jamie. Not sure what the situation. I noticed the name change, but I'm gonna just what they say, judge and say not or something. Oh, this is cool though. I miss being live. All right, let me see. Beauty, what up? What up? I caught a live ASB. What up, though? What's good? What's good with you? What's good with you? Good to see you in the building. Gio says a lot of the AM and PAs was lame at my location, didn't deserve those positions. I think that happens a lot. You know what I mean? We almost at 3 hours, y'all. This was only supposed to be like 45 minutes tonight. But that could happen for sure. It happens. Brownie says it be feeling like a cult. Fraternity for sure. Fraternity, the AM fraternity for sure. Purple Jamacha says some people might try to get closer to you when you're a leader. Might? Yeah, that's a fact. They do. Or hate you even more and try to get you in trouble. That as well. Both of those things could happen. That's a fact. Beauty says, I remember when I was a PA and Tom team. Shout out to Tom team. You feel me? Shout out to the Tom. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gio says, I left a review. Gio. Gio is not playing. He said, I left a review at my former Amazon location. Google reviews. People were shocked I wasn't working there anymore. And Mr. Calling them out got a lot of likes from my former coworkers. I've never even thought about checking the review from a workplace. I might have to do that. I gotta see what people talking about from my building. That's deep. I know people did that. Hector says, I almost said a story about a lame manager and his favorites that would have revealed my identity to everyone at that station. I would have known. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's hilarious, though. About a lame manager and his favorites. It happens, man. For sure. Ronnie says that PA is possible. I'm going to go for it in a little bit. It is possible, fam. It's possible. And you're going to see. Because this is the thing. Sometimes favoritism sucks when you're not the one receiving it. But you're going to watch. When you get that PA position, you're going to be like, man, this is pretty cool. Because you're going to be the one getting favored all the time. People trying to please you and be cool with you. Yeah, Rodney. Hey, man. Yeah. And you just be like, because I got a thing called discernment. I see right through it. I've seen so many, like, I'm looking. Yeah. I see right through you. You know what I mean? I see right through you. So you'll see those people trying to be fake and just to be, you know what I mean? But then too is some people are, you know what I mean? You just see a lot. You see a different perspective of the workplace when you're one of the leads, when you're in a position of authority. The workplace becomes, you see a different perspective that you don't usually see just being the entry level employee. You know what I mean? And it's a cool perspective. I can't even lie. It's a dope perspective. But the flip side is there's a little more responsibility on that's on your hands, but the perception of it, the new perception of what you see, the pros, is way more pros than cons, in my opinion. You know, what I mean, it's dope to me. So definitely go for it. I would, but you feel me? Count the cost and look at my. You know, I think I'm pretty sure you've seen the videos where I've talked about the good and the bad, but Hector said, I think my PAs hate me. I gotta lock in. I need my connection scores. Ah, yeah, you can't be playing with them connection scores. That's what sucks about that manager position too. Like connection scores. Really, that's what we going off of. You know what I mean? Like that's I don't like that because it's like people that hate on you can affect you by connection scores, and it's not even a legit thing. They just don't like you. That's what's pretty trash. But Geo says bad management is the reason I'm not there, and racism. It was time to leave Amazon. I'm a man of my word. I knew it was it when I first told you I was leaving. I knew. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I just says I remember quitting Walmart once. It was on my mind. My mind was made up. It was inevitable. Inevitable. I bet. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. You feel me? Like there's nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Have you worked at all the different Amazons like FCs, Ds, airs, or sortations? Curious, you still at Amazon and what you do? No, I've only worked at the FCs. I worked at the delivery station as a delivery driver, not on the Amazon side. Never worked at an air or sortation. And do I still work in Amazon? I'm still at Amazon. I'm on the corporate side though. Not in the warehouse no more. But yeah, I'm going 5 years at Amazon. I think I'm like 5 years, 8 months. I just looked a few days ago. I think that's what it was. Hector says, do you follow the TikToker that posted that question? What's the name if you got it? I have no clue. That was just one of them ones. You know how the algorithm is. It just stuff just pops up sometimes. Because I don't follow nothing about politics or Trump or but whenever that's how I know when Trump does something because somebody will pop up in the algorithm and they're like, oh, you know, angry. And I'm like, oh, what Trump do today? People will be hot, rightfully so. You know what I mean? There's been some stuff I'll be like, yo, this dude is in here, Dark Vader. You feel me? Like he needs the theme music of Dark Vader. He walks in, dun 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 dun. Like, bro, that wouldn't fit him. You know? He needs the Dark Vader theme music every time. Before his press conference, go ahead and run it. When he walks in, cut the light, give him a lightsaber. You feel me? The red one. All right, all right. But no, I don't remember the dude's name. Um, but if you just type in Trump Gulf of Mexico, it won't pop up. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so sometimes I get that's my algorithm on TikTok. Sometimes a conspiracy person will pop up, like the alternative thought of something where they don't just go with what the media says. They look at it and they wait a second. Well, what if? You know what I mean? So I get a lot of that. So, but if you were like if you're really interested, just probably type Trump Gulf of America, and probably have to scroll some, and you might come across it. But I know we ain't got time, or folks haven't really got time to be looking like that. But Hector says, Geo, the Latinas are here in the States too. Why you want to go straight to the source? You want to know what? It's different. I'm not on the women's side. I've been to Mexico. It's a difference between Mexican Americans and Mexicans from Mexico. It's a difference, fam. At least from my perspective. I went to the Mexico maybe 10 times. It was different. I'm from Cali. So there's always been, you know, especially back in my past, it was like friction. I mean, 2000, you know, there was race riots and all that stuff. But when I went to Mexico, it was just different. It's different. Like it's different out there, in my opinion. Um, it's different. Correct. Everybody. Do you think so, Hector? I think you Mexican, right, Hector? Do would you say you don't think it's a difference from Mexican Americans and then Mexicans from Mexico? Look, when I went to Mexico, it was so much love. I was surprised. People was like, "Yo, the cartel, rah, rah, rah." Man, I went out there. It felt genuine love. I was like, "Whoa, that's what's up." You felt me? Like it was dope out there. I loved it out there in Mexico. Went to San Felipe. I remember sipping a pineapple drink on the beach, the Cortez, I think it's called the Cortez. I ain't know no Spanish. You feel me? Only black dude on the beach. Lit. It was dope. They have these things. It's like what are the it's like wooden stairs, wooden platforms, but they're like pretty big. You can climb up them, and on the top, you can sleep on the beach overnight. Crazy stuff. Did I sleep on the beach? Absolutely not. But some of the people I went, they did. They like, you want to come sleep on the beach with us, bro? No, I'll go inside behind shelter. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna sleep on no beach. You crazy. But I loved it out there. Wholesome. I felt genuine love out there for sure. Gio says overall I was broke before Amazon. Now I'm doing okay. It was worth it. That's what's up, man. Ain't none. Look, even if you was still broke, if you now have peace of mind back, that's you know what I mean. The whole, long as your responsibility is being taken care of, peace of mind is valuable. So even if you left and you weren't doing better, but you have a peace of mind, I think that's a win as well. We got to be aware of our mind as well. You know what I mean? Like our mind status and mental status. You know what I mean? You can't buy a new brain. You feel me? At least on our level, we can't. Hector says, Romney, just apply now if your direct manager likes you and they see it, they should come up to you and ask you about it unless they're trash and don't care, which is possible. True, true, true. But also even look for other buildings around you. Because I know people that they low-key felt that they were blacklisted, right? Meaning they felt even though they knew everything, every time they put in an app for their PA, they would just never even get an interview. So what they did, they put in for another building. They ended up, getting an interview and all that stuff. So hopefully you don't have a manager that's like this, what Hector's saying, but it can happen. I've seen that happen as well, what Hector's talking about. Um, but I would try to, if that does happen, I would try for looking at another building close by if you were willing to do that. Because I know people who was willing to do that and it worked out for them. Gio says, Hector, I want a submissive wife. Latinas here are westernized. And that's kind of what I was saying though, too. That's funny. Well, I don't know about that, about them being westernized. I don't know. All I'm saying is I noticed a difference, not even with just in general. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like a difference. But like I'm saying, I was waiting to see if Hector would respond to that. But like when I went to Mexico, it seemed like a difference. You know what I mean? It seemed super cool. Now them being submissive, all that, I don't know about all that. You feel me? I wasn't out there for that, but um I can see, I think I've heard people say that before, but Gio, listen, man, focus on your purpose. You know me, stop getting distracted, Gio. Focus on your purpose, my dude. Oh, look, Hector said facts. So, all right, I guess that's a fact. But Gio, focus on your purpose, my guy. Feel me? Be a champion. Then you ain't gotta worry about chasing. Don't chase. Be chased. But you be chased by becoming a champion, my guy. Become a champion, my dude. Take care of the purpose first. You feel me? Win that championship of you living in your purpose, and then watch you be chased. I guarantee that. You feel me? You think Brett Favre got to go to Mexico to find a submissive wife, my guy? You think LeBron? Well, I guess he's saying who we got out here. You think Mayweather got to go to the Philippines to go be a passport, bro? No, that guy. You feel me? Be a champion in what you need to be doing in life first. Stop chasing. That's just my opinion. To be a champion, chase your purpose. Let all the other stuff chase you. Be focused, man. My dude trying to go to Geo, my dude having me rolling. Geo, what are lives without Geo? You feel me? All right. Hector says my old manager is trying to get me with her sister straight from Mexico, but I don't know Spanish. That's what's up. That's what's that's deep right there. That's deep. Geo says, Hector, you are right. It's just Latinas are westernized. They don't need us in America. All right. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on that because I don't know. Hector says, I slept on TikTok, bro. I was the same way. I slept on TikTok for a long time, but I've had it for like 2 years. But prior to that, I went with the propaganda that the internet, that the government, the system was putting out. Oh, TikTok is just a dance thing. They were saying that for a reason. Man, it was information over there. I downloaded a gang of videos because I knew they was gonna get deleted before. Because what happened to TikTok? TikTok's not what it used to be even a year ago. It's been compromised. But the same thing happened to YouTube. You used to be able to find so many conspiracy quote critical thinking videos on YouTube, and they're gone. And YouTube has become corporation driven now. When you come on YouTube, all the big corporations are the ones getting pushed. You search up a video, all the big corporation videos are on the top. It's not how it used to be on YouTube. It changed a lot. And that same thing is what I'm seeing with TikTok too. So it sucks, but it's still some, you feel me? It's every now and then you can come across some stuff that's critically looking at a situation instead of just taking what they're given. So I do appreciate that about TikTok. But this is the thing with TikTok, is money to be made. You feel me? And wherever there's money to be made, everybody's gonna come over there and it's gonna be corporatized. It's gonna be corporate in a minute. That's why I'm on YouTube too. All the individual YouTubers, they was getting a bag. They was getting money. And remember just years ago, ain't it funny how people change up because of money and clout? All these people now on YouTube. I remember back years ago, everybody, oh, you're a YouTuber. People used to try to clown YouTubers, clown people who make content. Now look, everybody on the internet trying to make content now. Crazy. But all right, Fox, what you say? That's cool so far. How's the corporate side? I'm just getting to what you say? I'm just getting to start being a PA in a few weeks. Nice, in a new building. Just wanted to get some insight of your experience. I got a few PA videos. Definitely check them out. I talk kind of go into to in depth more of it over there. I think PA super dope position, and you're going to be starting off in a new building, so I think that's even better because that's going to give you time to grow. You're just starting in the position, so you can grow with the building. The building is going to grow. It's not going to just get boom full volume. Like it's gonna increase slowly. Come on, dog. All right. All right, so it's going to increase slowly, so you can grow with it. You know what I mean? So, um, congrats, first of all. Congrats to you, my dude. I think it's a great position. And you know what I mean? Stay in it as long as possible because then you can maximize, cap out in that position, which is awesome, which is good. And then though, I think before you just jump into an L4, definitely do your research on it. But I think it's a good position. I still call it the golden position. Um, I think it's good. But I have videos on that. Check that out on my page. I think it's a dope position. It could be stressful sometimes, but overall, the pros to me far outweigh the cons. I love that position. Back then, I don't know what the PA position is today, but I got videos. Check them out. I think it's a dope position. Congrats, my dude. Gio says, "Why didn't you marry one, SB?" One like it's some. Why didn't you marry one? They're just human. Do you feel me? Like, you feel me? Listen, be a champion, my guy. That's the problem with dudes. Dudes always chasing something except what they need to be chasing. That's the problem with men. Not just I'm not talking about UGO in general though. Chase the purpose. Chase the purpose. I ain't had to chase no female. Why? Because I chased the purpose. You feel me? You chase on being the better you. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. All right. Tim says, almost one here. Oh, man. Yeah, get you some sleep, man. Good seeing you. Have a great night, y'all. SB dropped them beats. No more excuses. You right. You right. I got you. I got to get it. All right. Gio says I did apply for the process assistant earlier this week. There. Wait. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold on. Hold on, Gio. Hold on. You applied for the process assistant position last week. You mean the process position at Amazon that you just said was brainwashing people 20 minutes ago? Amazon, come on. I mean, Gio, this sounds like a toxic relationship with you and Amazon. I don't know if you need, you know what I mean? This sounds like a toxic relationship with you, man. That's hilarious. You was talking crazy about Amazon approximately 32 minutes ago. And now you talking about you just put in a process assistant application in. That's funny. That's crazy. That's hilarious. Let us know what happens, fam. I suggest you probably like, why don't you? I thought it was, you know what I mean? Why don't you? You don't want to look for another, like a different spot? Yo, Hector is hilarious. I like this dude. He said, "Nah, let's go, Gio. Let's chase these girls. We about to go to TJ." You guys are hilarious. Hector is comedy, bro. Hector, you got to come on the vlog, my dude. You got to hop on one of these lives one of these days, man. You've never failed. You've never missed. You've never missed. Every time you've been on the live, you've always been on point and you've been funny. You are hilarious. That's funny. Oh man. All right. Men chase women, women don't chase men. I'm in my 40s. I know. I mean, that's what's up. I mean, of course, I hear what you're saying, but I'm talking about the flip side. I feel you. That's what's up. Cap Geo, I got some. I seen these girls chase, they get obsessed. All right. All right. I'm more focused on the producing music and writing than being an artist. That's what's up. That's what's up. Would you like to be an AM someday? I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I don't, you know what I mean? But I know right now the working industry, where what's the word? Am I saying that right? All jobs are seeing a change. All jobs are cutting the fat. I don't think right now would be the time for me. It's not that, it wouldn't be the best time to do so because I believe they're going to be doing more work than usual. You know what I mean? I believe all companies are trying to run skeleton teams and run lean and cut fat. None of that sounds attractive if you're in management, in my opinion, because all that rings the bell to me is more work for me, more work for me, more work for me, more work for me. You know what I mean? If you've been in a leadership position, you hear we got to run lean, we got to do this and this and that. It's just basically, we got to take more resources away, but you still got to get the jobs done. You feel me? That's just my opinion. I'm not a representative of the company. I'm not a spokesman for the company. And that's not even just Amazon. That's just in general. But anyways, all right. We had 3 hours, y'all. That was a great live for tonight. First day back for the show. That was a great show. We still got 20 people in here. Listen, if you ain't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. It helps the video out. That's what's up. I didn't think I was going to actually go live tonight, but here we are, 3 hours in. We still got people tuned in. That's what's up. Now, hopefully, I can start knocking these videos out as well. That'd be super dope as well. But super dope live tonight, man. Everybody who tuned in, super dope combos. If you guys are just tuned in, be sure to go check out the whole thing once we finish it. And that's what's up. Let me see. Hector says, God make beats. In the warehouse, it's about to get rocked. I see the signs in the meetings I've been to, which is only a couple. I'm saying, and if the economy, in my projection, as I've been saying, it's going to get worse. So if it's going to get worse in the economy, that means it's going to get worse for the line of work that we're in. And if it gets worse in the line of work that we're in, I believe management is one of those positions that will feel it the most, or they will feel it. They gonna feel it. You feel me? But I guess we'll see. Do you think robots will take most warehouse jobs from human employees in Amazon in the next 15 to 20 years? Absolutely. Absolutely. 15, you know how long 15 years is? I think in the next 5 years, they're going to take most of the jobs. Absolutely. That's a fact. They said it. Who was that? I think it was the World Organization. They've already said it was. People just didn't believe it. If you look it up, these big organizations are already saying that. It's just the people don't believe it. Yeah, that's going to happen, in my opinion. Anyways, all right, y'all. That's it for tonight. If y'all didn't see the whole thing, go ahead and watch it. I don't even know what to say right now. I ain't did this in a minute, but what I'll be saying, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Hopefully got some vlogs posting up this week for sure. You make beats. I have made 12 so far. Ronald, hey, my guy, Ronald, what up, fam? What up? Good to see you, my dude. Said, what's good, bro? SB, I see you still doing your thing. I love it. Hold it down. I'm not on Amazon no more, but I like your channel still. I still hop in on you. Appreciate that, bro. Hope you blessed over there, man. I already know you are. You feel me? Keep it going. But you have a blessed one, Ronald. Have a blessed one, Gio. Says Peter or Pete's Hector. SB, gotta be safe, blessed. I know. Everybody, y'all have a safe week. Like I said, I should be uploading some videos, so y'all stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Other than that, it's your boy SB. Let's go. I felt pretty good.